Hello there, everyone. Welcome. This should be live. I believe it should. I don't. Is it not? It's right. It is showing up. It wasn't showing up for some reason for me then. How are you all? It's the day. It's the day that, despite my best efforts, everybody, including myself, still seems to have that glimmer of hope. Not that I don't want anybody to have hope, by the way. I just. I asked you in the chat, I said, does anybody remember what the 4 words I said were to go into this with? Nobody actually got the exact 4 words, but some people got along the lines of it. But I said to prepare for the worst. Just in case, because if you prepare for the worst, then if something comes, then it's exceeded all your expectations. So I don't see the problem, really, with preparing for the worst. But is this all working well? So we're waiting here. I had a horrible... I'm streaming off my Xbox, and for some reason, it wouldn't allow me to watch... what's the word? Content that's restricted to 18 plus for some reason, even though my settings state that I'm over 18. So I've had like a terrible day trying to get this to work. I almost had to cancel. In the slight... if there's a slight... chance that this doesn't work, I've got a backup plan. I've got it ready on Twitch, so not to worry. I'm not pessimistic already, I'm simply preparing you for the worst, and then you can't be let down, can you? But welcome, guys. How are you all? This should be on Twitch. It begins at 9:30, and on YouTube it begins at 9:45. That's UK time, so we're just gonna sit around and see what happens. But welcome Agent, Aiden already, Mace, Ezekiel, Leadhead, Mika. So we got about 20 minutes, I'd say less than 20 minutes honestly, because usually they start an epic countdown or something before then, which is always fun. But like and subscribe, we got nearly 200 people already. I'm not in denial, Look, it's some news actually that I only just found out. I sound like a parent. I hope I don't. I don't have child settings on. I fixed it. Right, anyway. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so the Gotham game got delayed to next year, which is a WB Games game. So the only other game this year that's scheduled to come out, as well as Lego Star Wars, is Back 4 Blood. And that's now been delayed, I believe, to like winter. So technically, Spring Showcase... WB Games are at this event. There's only one game they can show, but once again, I still think just prepare for the worst, because and me saying prepare for the worst as well doesn't exactly mean there's going to be nothing. It's also me telling you that potentially we might get another delay here today. We might not get a delay. We might get a trailer. We might be told the game's coming out in May or June. You don't know, but. I know how hard preparing for the worst is. Trust me, I'm struggling to do it, but I'd rather be let down than everybody else be let down, because I know I've got younger viewers who are probably really way more impatient than I am. I should know. I was the exact same. So I definitely sound like a parent saying this stuff. I'm doing good, Luke. How are you? What are my odds for news? I said 60%... we will get something, 40% we won't. And read into that properly. So me saying 60%, 40% means I do think there's more of a chance of us getting something, but I'm saying 60-40 for a reason and not 70-30 or 80-20. So I think there's a 60% chance of something coming and a 40% chance of there not. This is definitely the most promising event we've had since... trailer we got last year. Hello Crad in the chat as well, it's good to see you. Crad helped with that amazing demo video, guys, so I would say go and subscribe to him, but YouTube doesn't allow you to click on channels anymore, does it, in live chats? So search him up and subscribe to him. That demo video was wonderful, and that's like the closest we've got to any demo at this point. But let's try and get 200 likes already. We're already 18 away. Hello Dan, good to see you. Mika, there's nothing wrong with doubt, in my opinion. Because, like I've said, if you prepare... look, I've stated in my videos, and like I've said to you all, I think watching my videos will give you the best outlook on what my feelings actually are. But I do think there's more chance of something being here. But I'm just saying, if you prepare for nothing, then or to be let down, then anything above that, even if it's the tiniest bit above that, is a win. So I don't see the problem in setting yourself up for defeat. I know the actual problem with it is that it's difficult to do, to set yourself up for defeat. This event is worldwide, Crad, I believe. I'd be very worried if it wasn't. But school in 10 minutes? Wait, on a Saturday? No, we're not on a Saturday. What day are we? Thursday. Thursday. My week's all messed up. My week is all messed up, so I'm completely confused what day it is. It's been a long week, trust me. It's not a Saturday, it's a Thursday. Or if you're in Australia, it's a Friday. There is dismemberment in this game. There is, Owen. Which is not as graphic as like a Battlefront, for example. Hello, Harold. How you doing? Maybe another WB game could be announced, Bone. That's a very good point, and that's something else you should bear in mind. So, with Back 4 Blood being delayed, meaning this is the latest game coming out, the closest really for WB games, then they could announce something completely different. One thing to remember as well is, remember when we got, I've said this multiple times, I think it's something very important. You remember back to the trailer we got in August. So the trailer came on August 27th. We got so we were all guessing with that one as well, are we going to get something, are we not? And then on August 26th, they confirmed the day before that something would be coming. Not like a leak or a speculation, anything like that. It was 100% confirmed by WB Games that we'd be getting a trailer the next day. We've not had that this time around. Now, that's not to say that it has to follow that procedure, but I'm just raising the point that we haven't had that this time. We've also not really had any developers with questionable hinting tweets, which once again, not saying that is a requirement to get something. I'm just saying we've not had that. So there's a lot of things we've not had, but maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's... We've also, bear this in mind, we've also not had any developers telling us to not get our hopes up, not think about this event. So you can also bear that in mind. This event's very in the dark, actually. Plus the fact that WB Games are there. It doesn't get bigger than that. I doubt WB Games are there, like I've said multiple times, to sit down and have a cup of tea. I think they mean business. What game do they mean business with? That's the question. 15 minutes, yeah. It does start in 15, which is great. You're just joining me. I had some very strange issues today because I'm doing this off my Xbox. It's easier for me to do it that way. Thankfully, these are not like issues I just had. I looked them up. They're like issues a lot of people are having, but it wouldn't let me watch this stream because it was restricted content over the age of 18, even though my settings said otherwise. So I don't even want to explain to you the procedures I've had to go through to get this to work. But if it doesn't, don't worry, because I got a backup. I've got Twitch waiting. Now, this is someone who doesn't even really like Twitch, but I've got Twitch as a backup. And then as a second backup, I've got Tyler, who's one of the mods, which the normal viewers will know. Anyone who's new here won't, but he's got a third backup if that doesn't work. But this should work. This should work. I'm fairly confident. If I had to put it into percentages, I'm like 95% sure this is going to work. Am I a Marvel fan? I'm getting into it. I'm trying my best. I'm nowhere near like a Marvel fan as I'm a Star Wars fan. So if they do a Lego Marvel game, I'm not going to cover it because this is a Star Wars channel, so I cover Star Wars games. I just wasn't really into Squadrons. It didn't appeal to me. That's why I didn't cover it. But it was a Battlefront channel. I would be a Battlefront channel again tomorrow if they announced Battlefront 3. But ever since this game was announced, with it being my childhood, I mean, we celebrated 10 years of my favourite game of all time on, what was it Tuesday? Which is the Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars. I have decided I prefer the Clone Wars to the Complete Saga. Complete Saga is second. And I know that maybe sounds sad. Lego games are your favourite games of all time, but they were my childhood, so why not? So Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars is my favourite game of all time. The base building battles are fantastic. And then Complete Saga is second. And there's not much between them. But do I think the Skywalker Saga is going to be up there? Realistically, I don't know. Not because I think it's going to be bad, just because, like I'm always talking about in my other streams, like, mechanics move on, and I don't think there's something about the simplicity of those early Lego games. But I do think this is going to be a success. Absolutely, I think I'm very much going to enjoy it. I'm just thinking, and for other people like my age as well, who were kids when the first ones come out, do you actually think it's going to overtake the first ones? I think at the start, when it first comes out, we're all going to be saying it's the best Lego game ever. But do you think over time it's going to be your favourite, or do you think the Complete Saga or the Clone Wars? The Complete Saga seems to be universally loved. The Clone Wars also seems to be loved by most, but not as much as the Complete Saga. I just love the Clone Wars game because of the base building battles and the fact that it's the Clone Wars. It's got a lot of flaws. I love exploring the capital ships, flying from capital ship to capital ship, going into hyperspace. And that's very basic open world as well in comparison to what we're going to be getting in this game. The Jedi Fallen Order 2 won't be here. I'll be covering that when it's out. Jedi Fallen Order is a bit of a more difficult game to cover because it's... I hope the next one isn't just single player, but with the first one being just single player, nobody really cares after they've completed the single player to watch content on it, so it's kind of a difficult one. Yeah, we got quite a few people here. I'm not putting slow mode on because I know that's going to be requested. I'm not putting slow mode on because you get points or it goes really fast and really slow, so I'm not even gonna bother with slow mode. But yeah, it's starting in 10 minutes. It's starting, which is gonna be great. Can't wait. Not long to go now. I'm not ignoring you, William. There's a lot of people here. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. What's Fallen Order about? It's about a Jedi who survives Order 66 and he comes into contact with Inquisitors, and I'm giving you a very brief outline of it here, and other surviving Jedi, and goes on an incredible journey. Oh, right, you know what? That is a relief in itself. Usually at this point I'd be thinking, oh no, copyrighted music, I'm doomed. I'm definitely thinking that. I need to turn that down for the time being, just in case. Because I always get worried about another stream ban, I don't want to go there again. But the main thing is that it's working, I'm not being age restricted by it. Even though I'm 4 years over 18 now, work that out. How old am I? So we'll turn that down a bit. Fallen Order's about Star Wars, yeah, technically it is. So how long is it? It's not got a count. Usually you gotta have a countdown on these things. Like a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We all know what the countdown is, don't we? Right, we're just gonna mute that because we are not... I've had a stream ban once before, guys. It's not good. Like, you get... if you get a stream ban, you're banned for 90 days now. I know news has been scarce with this game, but I do believe in 90 days' time, the game will neither be here. I mean, honestly, in my head, I definitely think it'll be here in 90 days' time. If it's not, it'll be insanely close. So, we're not going there again. Yeah, this is definitely staying muted because they're putting on songs that just feel like they're copyrighted to me. Even though I don't know if these places do that because they know people are going to react. I don't know. Patrick, 22 as well. Not bad. Feels like just yesterday I was... I don't know, just young, I suppose. I don't know what age I was going to come out with them. I mean, 19 I feel like was just yesterday. I had no idea how long the event goes on for, Tyler. They don't tell you. I did actually look for it. It's not me just being unprepared. Maybe it is out there. They give you estimates, like, oh, in the past it's lasted this long and this long, but you never know, especially with like them all being digital events. I think this event is a digital event anyway, regardless of procedures and everything these days, but it doesn't actually tell you. Hello Evan, hello Milton, hello Ezekiel, hello Peter, hello Mika, hello Tamika. If you're new, guys, as well, feel free to subscribe. we are... I wish I could play this music, because it's not bad, actually. This would be epic FGG background music. I know I get a lot of comments about my background music. I admit I do have good taste in background music for the videos. It's all YouTube royalty free. I can't be chancing it with copyright strikes these days. So many procedures you have to follow. Just if you're gonna start a channel, make it easy on yourself and just use royalty free music. Don't just use any though. Find some good ones, and by that, there's no easy way to do it. Just search for ages. That's what I do. That's why I don't really give some of them I just don't have the file names for. I've just saved them as royalty free, so I can't remember the file names. But for some, I just keep them secret because they're so hard to get. So I don't want everybody then using them, and then it doesn't become like, you know, my background music anymore, even though I didn't make it. We're going a bit off topic though, aren't we? Hello, Mr. Blurg, Ari, Darks, Beeg, Jack, Dante, Obi-Wan from Germany. Epic. Good to see my Germans here. And from the Netherlands. Good to see you, Mika. We've got so many nationalities. If you couldn't tell, I'm from boring old England. It is as boring as it sounds, trust me. You're not deceived by what you hear. Connor, how you doing? Is this music copyrighted? It might add a bit to the background. Look, we'll turn it up a tiny bit. We're gonna admit this is all right. This is background music I would use. Part German, part from Iceland. Interesting. Denmark, yes, I love the Danish subscribers as well. Honestly, it amazes me that I'm not trying to sound old-fashioned, because I understand I'm very modern, but it is, when you sit down and you think about it, it's crazy that people watch you from all parts of the world. Australia, Lachlan, you're on Friday already. How's Friday? Is it good? Well, Skywalker Saga of online play, we have no idea yet, but the one thing I always refer back to with that question is they claim it's going to be the biggest LEGO game of all time, and the complete saga had you with one other friend online being able to play. So if they really want to make it bigger, then they have to upgrade. Probably does have online. Probably does, I would guess. America, Wales, I know most of you are from America because I've looked at my analytics, and it's the same for most people, trust me. America is, unless you're like in a country that isn't really fluently English speaking, or for that part doesn't really speak it in general, so doesn't even know it as a second language most of the time, then you're going to find that the vast majority of your viewers are American, then usually British after that, and then usually Australian, and the rest of the nations just fall into small percentages. Would I recommend getting the skin packs? Yeah, I would, Mr. Vlog. Even though we don't know what they look like, just don't chance it of getting the standard edition, then buying the skin pack separately, or the character packs, because you're going to end up paying more. And the chances are that there's going to be characters in those character packs that you're not going to use and not going to like the look of, but there are still going to be ones that stand out. So don't be getting these Amazon, provided you got the money as well. Like if you don't have the extra £10, $10, whatever it is to buy the deluxe edition, then that's understandable. But if you do have the money, I say this all the time and I stand by it, please just get the deluxe edition, because you're going to save yourself money, because the chances are you get the standard edition or you get the Amazon edition, which includes the classic pack with it. And you're going to see the other packs when they come out, whether it's on day of launch that they're out or whether they come out later, and you're probably going to want them, and then you're going to end up spending more on them separately. So just get the deluxe edition. I've got it, and trust me, I would not encourage you to do anything that would rip you off. I mean, I'm not getting the money, so I wouldn't promote something if I didn't feel it was the best for you. What packs am I most excited for? There was a Clone Wars one. We don't know that for sure, but if there was, that'd be it. But out of the ones we got confirmed, Probably Bad Batch, because to me, and I suppose like so many other people, Bad Batch is like Clone Wars Point 2, isn't it? So there's that. The classic pack, something I said actually in my stream over the weekend, the Q&A, LEGO Star Wars Q&A every Sunday, 7 PM UK time, come and join us. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I hope the classic character pack, because there's the speculation, rumours about legacy mode where you can have voice lines on or off. I hope whatever you've got turned on or off, for the classic character pack there's no voice lines, just to fully replicate how they were in the old game. The deluxe edition is both digital and physical. The only difference is that if you get the physical edition, you'll get the Luke Skywalker with blue milk, which I saw going all over the internet yesterday. I know some of you may have thought I didn't make a video. Most of you probably didn't even realise. But the reason for that is just because we already know what it looks like, and there was nothing new. Like, seeing the minifigure doesn't actually indicate anything. It's very, very common for LEGO assets, whether it's minifigures or whether it's sets, to leak early. So there was nothing new there. And even though I get told I make news videos for the sake of it, and sometimes they're very minor, which some of them are, but they're still new, that Luke minifigure was nothing new, apart from maybe you got to see an alternate face on it. Did you really want to sit through YouTube adverts and a whole video to watch that? No disrespect to anyone who covered it, by the way, but I didn't feel the need to myself. Do I think there'll be an Indiana Jones? I don't know. Look, it'd be a nice way to reminisce with the old games. And you've obviously got the new Indiana Jones movie coming out, which could mean a game with it. You never know. But I'd say there's more chance of George Lucas. I think George Lucas is going to be in the game. The demand is huge. And Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams were in the Force Awakens. You know, I know people have mixed opinions on them, as do I. But if they can make it into a LEGO game, then I think George Lucas absolutely deserves to be in a LEGO Star Wars game, and in my opinion should be the only non-universe character in the game. But we'll see. I wouldn't mind Indiana Jones as well. And I know some people say George Lucas was in Episode 3 as one of the Pantorans. I know, but we're talking about actual George Lucas in his checkered shirt and jeans with the white beard and, you know, the white skin, not the blue skin that he has in Revenge of the Sith. So maybe we could get both. You never know. Do I like Back to the Future? Never seen it. I'm going to get slaughtered, aren't I? I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. This is it. This is it. We're getting underway. The following program is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. And nobody ever listens to that. Right, how's the volume? This is always I've always got to balance this at the start. So, do I need to turn my audio up? Does the stream definitely needs to go up. How's that? You all got to let me know how it is so we can get this sorted early doors. Let me know, boys and girls. This is it though. Let's hope. Let's hope for something. Like and subscribe. We got over 500 people here, which I really do appreciate.
What are we waiting for?
I really do. Because I know I don't have like face cam or anything, which loads of people want. It would be great for these reaction videos. And maybe in the future. But just the fact that people continue to watch like these streams without it, appreciate it. Right, it's good right now. That's good. That is a first. Everybody's saying it's good. It's usually never. Obviously, there's a few in there. I mean, a few actually that aren't satisfied. But usually, it's never everyone's happy. Wow, this is going well.
And welcome to the Future Game Show pre-show. Hi guys.
It's a pre-show. Well, we could still get something. We could still get something. Have we? Is Jeff here today as well?
I'm not on zombie duties today.
I didn't even think about Jeff.
Leon.
I hope Jeff is there. Hello, Rian. How are you?
An exclusive first look at some exciting games from our friends at Daedalic Entertainment. The main show
that
kicks
doesn't
off
sound
in
like
just a
WB
few
to me.
minutes. But why wait?
It doesn't.
We can
Okay,
dive
if you
into
hear a
those
quick
exclusive
echo,
reviews right now.
it's just me checking the sound is good myself, and then you won't hear an echo again. So.
Hi, my name is Carsten Fichtelmann. I am the CEO and
Okay, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to.
Welcome
We did
to
get it
our
right
offices
first
in
time.
beautiful Hamburg,
Unbelievable.
Germany.
Okay, this is it, boys and girls. Like and subscribe. Get your
Our team is
refreshments,
currently working
beverages.
from home, but I am in the
Now let's
office,
prepare
alone.
to get
Developed now in its
90% of
15th
pointless
year as a
rubbish that none of
developer
us
and
care
publisher.
about, and
Over the
potentially
course of this
10% of
time,
Lego Star
our
Wars,
studio has created a long
if not
list
zero.
of original
Prepare for the
games,
worst.
from classical adventure games
Let's
like
hashtag
Edna
it.
and Harvey, the Rift
Prepare
of the Deponia series,
for
to tactical
the
RPG
worst. And that is
Black
not me
Ops,
being
and the interactive
doom and gloom.
adaptation of Ken Follett's
If you prepare for the
Pillars
worst,
of the Earth.
anything good is
We
a
are very
bonus.
proud
And we might
of
not get
our
anything.
work, all the
Hashtag
critical
prepare for the
acclaim
worst,
and
people.
awards that we have received
Remember, that
over
is
the years.
keeping a level
And
head.
most
That
of
is not
all,
negative,
the
that is keeping a
fantastic
level
support
head.
of our
Daniel,
fans
this is a reaction
worldwide.
stream. If you want the non-commentary
2 years ago,
version,
we first
you need
announced
to go and watch
that
the
we will
non-commentary
enter the
version. I'm
world
sure
of
Tyler will
Middle-earth
link it.
with our new action
you.
adventure, The Lord of the Rings Gollum. Our goal is to
Hello,
take
Israel.
this fascinating character and tell a
Loud
story
keyboard,
that
sorry,
offers a new
sorry.
perspective on
Apologies.
this familiar tale while being faithful to the wonderful work of J.R.R. Tolkien.
A bit
The
more
game
volume.
will be released in
Everybody seemed to say, I don't.
We're very excited
I want to go with the
give you a
majority,
first
and the
sneak
majority
peek at
actually
the
were
end
saying it
of
was
this
fine.
showcase today.
Because if I go with the minority of a few people saying it's not,
Working as a
then
development studio
less people are going to
has
be
also
satisfied. I try
influenced
my
our
best.
direction
More, all right. A
as a
few people
publisher.
said more volume,
We
but he's
understand
kind of talking a bit
developers
lower
what
than the
matters
girl was.
most
Just bear
to
that
them.
in mind. So
That is why the teams we work with
I'll take it up a
always
bit
have
for you.
full creative control over their games, as we try to do our best to help them realize their vision. We are always looking for fresh and innovative new experiences. Games that engage
Right,
players
you had your volume
in deep
low, okay.
storylines,
Should I go
like
back
the
then?
suicide of
I
Rachel
mean, we don't want
Foster,
it louder
or
than.
challenge their
Let me give
strategic
it. We'll give it
abilities,
another listen.
like in Shadow
I mean,
Tactics,
this-
Blades of the Shogun, or Iratus,
Does anyone
Lord
care
of the
about this
Dead.
current
Or
game
connect
anyway?
players
Are we
all
really
over the
missing
world
out?
in fast-paced
I'll give it
multiplayer
another-
action like
another
Power
check.
Trauma, Witched, or Unrailed, a game that you can play anywhere with anyone all over the world on PC and the consoles via crossplay.
Right.
We're
Okay. That.
excited to share with you what comes next.
We'll take it up a
in our
tiny
journey.
bit, but
Today we will provide you a closer look
that
at
seems
some
fine.
of the
Remember,
games
to
coming
the
in
few that don't
2021
know,
and beyond.
this
New
is a
reviews
reaction
and
stream. I am
surprises along the way.
commentating over it. If you want to go and
One
watch
of
the actual
most
stream,
beloved games,
you will
Shadow
easily
Tactics
find it.
from Mimimi
It
Games
may be
is
age restricted.
celebrating
Trust
its
me, I had
5th
issues
year
with that myself.
anniversary
But this is a
December.
commentary.
Shadow
I'm
Tactics
reacting.
took players to
so-
Japan during the Edo
Yeah,
period.
I'm not
With a group
purposely
of 5
talking
skilled
over it.
specialists
Does
who
anyone care
fight
about
on
this?
behalf
Can
of
you
the
dislike? You
Shogun
can
in a
absolutely
game that
dislike if you don't
reinvigorated
enjoy. Like
the
I
hardcore
always,
tactical
I mean, I do
stage
always
genre.
say like if you enjoy, but that
We're
goes
happy
the
to
same way.
announce our
If you don't
plans
enjoy,
to
dislike.
return
But I'd
to
also say if
Japan
you don't enjoy,
later
probably
this
don't
year.
watch.
Take a
Because you're
look.
wasting precious minutes of your life that you'll never get back. How do I German? I don't sound German. Nothing against sounding German, but I don't think I sound
I
German,
was
do I?
forced to master my emotions at a very young age. Now, shall we begin?
Let's finish this. Ready when you are.
We want to hear you more than him. Yeah, I would guess you do. I would guess you do want to hear me more than him. Until Lego Star Wars comes on. If it does, then you don't want to hear me more than that, do you? Did Jeff get his chair? Belka, we don't even know if Jeff's here. We were just talking about that, actually. Let's hope Jeff is here, and let's hope he has a chair. Well, I don't know if Jeff is at this event, which is unfortunate if he's not.
Ico's Choice is a standalone expansion for Shadow
Right, so the
Tactics:
actual
Blades of the
show.
Shogun, coming late in 2021.
Who cares about a pre-show?
And you
To
can
me,
wish list it now
it's
on Steam.
just... They're all
From the
games.
beauty of Japan,
Most
we
of
now
them
head
are
to the
ones that are
bottom of
not
the
going to be
ocean,
the next,
where
I hate to
horror
say it
lurks
because
in
I
the
don't play it, but they're not going to be the
shadows.
next
Every step you
Fortnite
take
and take over the world, are they? So it's like, do you really need a pre-show and then the normal show? You're going to have a few in there that do well. You know, I hate to say it, guys, because I don't like Fortnite. I can't wait for the Skywalker Saga, but the Skywalker Saga is not going to be the next Fortnite, unfortunately. So why do we need a pre-show and then an actual show? It's... Oh, I don't know. I'm not German. I was told many times when I was younger, according to my parents, that I looked German, because when I was a kid, I had my hair was far more blonde than it is now. It's kind of gone a bit darker, but when I was a kid, I was like as blonde as you could be, and I've got blue eyes. Just paint. To any of you that thought of me looking any different, I've just destroyed that now in your head. You can go back and watch some older videos. My face is in those, but I was told I looked German because apparently all Germans have blonde hair and blue eyes, apparently. Said apparently a few times then. But I'm not German. I'm British. I'm not Japanese. Nothing wrong with being Japanese either, but I'm not Japanese. I am English. And trust me, there's a lot of things wrong with being English. I think England is boring. If you live anywhere else, I mean, maybe there's a few places, definitely a few places worse than England, but England's boring.
Hidden Deep is coming to early access in May.
Nothing happens
listed on
here.
Steam today to stay up to date on the latest developments.
Maybe if it was a bit more interesting, the Skywalker Saga wouldn't be the thing I was most looking forward to in my life.
Hunter. You know, fast cars, crazy weapons,
I'll do an
endless
updated
villains
face
to
reveal
use them on.
eventually. I will.
Luckily for me, this next
My
game
priority
makes
has
all
been
those dreams come true.
getting this channel. Nobody cares about the nitty gritty bits, but in short, I've been trying to revitalise this channel because moving on from Dead Battlefront to a new game is harder than it sounds.
Today I will show you one of the missions from our game Glitch Bank.
Maybe that'll be
get
the
a
next
sneak peek
priority.
into the second episode.
Yeah,
where
Alexi,
three
England is
factions
very
fight for
boring.
domination.
Absolutely. I'm not
Brainwashed
Mexico,
Ordo
no.
fanatics, an anarchistic biker
Dan's
gang
English
called Beatles,
too.
and
Epic.
working class android rebels known as the Plague.
All my English viewers can defend boring country.
The police already knows that something's very wrong on the streets of Baltia. Roadblocks and bounty hunters might soon
What is
show up.
this?
But if everything goes well,
If you're new
we will
guys,
see
make
this
sure to
contract
subscribe
finished,
as well.
earning some extra cash
40k,
and
we're on
perhaps
the
a new
way.
tech.
We're on the way to it. It's
In Glitch Bank, your character progresses through new
we just
modules
got
that give you new hacks, new
39.4, so
abilities,
thank
and
you for
passive
that. We didn't
stat
have that
increases.
before the stream.
It allows you to mess
so
with
yeah,
pedestrians,
keep
gang
subscribing,
members, and
leave your
police
likes.
officers in all sorts of ways.
Do donate, memberships,
Instead
all
of
that
fighting
stuff if you
solo
want to in the
against a group of
description, or
enemies, it might be a
Nightbot.
good
Is
idea to
Nightbot
start up
here
a fight
today?
between
No
gangs and
idea.
police.
Tyler, you'll know if Nightbot's been
Hacking
here.
system and branching storyline are the major
Yeah,
features
Nightbot,
of
wait.
the game.
Yeah, Nightbot
right
is
after
here.
this mission, there is a chance to push the story into one of two possible directions. All of that adds to the replayability of the game.
Okay, 300 likes, thank you guys. Is this frozen?
I hope you enjoyed this short presentation and keep
Okay,
an
no,
eye on
it's-
our
it's
Steam
not.
page and Discord channel for more updates in the future.
Discord channel. The games have like official
Prepare
developer
yourself for
Discord
cyberpunk
channels
carnage
now.
and sandbox action
I
across
need to
multiple
move with the
cities.
times,
You can
don't I?
wishlist Glitchpunk
I
on
claim
Steam
I'm
right
modern.
now.
I think I am modern.
Dedelic
I think I'm
Entertainment
as
is
modern
well
as I
known
can
for their
be.
point-and-click adventure pedigree, and our next game continues that tradition. So open your inventory and prepare
All these
yourself
games
for
just
a
look the
brand
same.
new
Like I
announcement.
can't differentiate them. But world premiere. We need the epic sound of the guy saying like world premiere. Where's that? Beautiful sound, isn't it? Okay, let me. It might be a slight echo. I mean, who cares if there's an echo right now while nothing's happening? I'm just gonna check the audio. World premiere. We need the epic sound. Okay, that does seem fine. And let's be honest, if it's not Lego Star Wars, I don't think anyone's going to care too much. How long is this going to be on? We don't actually have a time. I'd guess around an hour and a half to 2 hours. It could be more, but we'll have to see. Lego is delayed to fall. Yep, we're gonna get those. We're gonna get those comments coming in. We're gonna get the trolls. We'll find. Look, here's another point I brought up. Once again, prepare for the worst. I stand by that statement. But they confirmed the Gotham game was delayed, which is a WB Games game. They've confirmed Back 4 Blood is delayed. Why have they not spoke about Lego Star Wars? Now that could be for and against. You know, why haven't they spoke about it? Could mean they're not planning to. Also could mean that they've been saving it. I don't know. What the hell is this? It just looks like the... Is that a Gamorrean guard? I think that's a Gamorrean guard, right? There's our first bit of Star Wars. They are like... That is a Gamorrean... No, maybe not from the side. They look more like dinosaurs from the side. Now, the guy who fell on the floor, he looks like a Gamorrean guard from that angle. See, when you're so desperate for Star Wars content, you just start seeing Star Wars in the life of... Delta was that? I didn't read it in time. I think it said Delta.
That beautiful sci-fi adventure is coming to PC and
That doesn't
consoles
look like a
next
beautiful
year.
sci-fi adventure. That looks boring.
You're going
But
to
that
need
could
a
just be
co-partner
me.
you can rely on in our next game. as 2 racers.
You know what's also fun?
enjoy a
Because
last
it's
day.
about to turn
That's
10
right,
o'clock here in the
a
UK.
last
If we
day.
do get news
What could
tonight,
possibly go wrong?
it's going to be a
Let's
long
find out
night of
with our new
me
announcement.
staying up. Which, considering I woke up at 7 AM today and went back to sleep for a bit, and I mean a bit, and then was pretty much awake from that, lacking sleep. For some reason though, when I have less sleep, I feel more energetic. The longer I sleep, the less energetic I am. Does anybody else get that? Well, they look like 4 gamers who are forcing themselves to look excited because there's probably a paycheck behind it for them. You agree? You can tell with these things. I don't do these YouTube sponsorships. Like, if I got a very good one I'd actually use, I'd do it, but so you get some weird things emailed to you. Like, some of them probably aren't even legit. Some of them, I've had some legit ones, and they're just bad. They're like these mobile games that I'm gonna waste time promoting in a video. Nobody is gonna click on them. It's weird. If I got like a sponsorship off Elgato, that's what I use to record the screen, I'd do that. Because I actually use that. But like, these are the types of games that you get emails about to promote this in your Lego Star Wars video, because everyone's going to care and not just either fast forward the video or click off it entirely. Oh, this just looks old. This definitely makes me feel modern. Oh, dearie me. It didn't get delayed till 4 because everybody would be telling me. I know how this stuff works. Well, this is the pre-show technically, so it's supposed to start in 1 minute. What ritual are we talking about? I don't know and I don't care. Medieval games, you gotta love them. My favourite Sith, probably Palpatine or Maul. I can never make it, because they're just so epic in different ways. I'm a big fan of Dooku as well. It's harder though. I love Vader, don't get me wrong, but I'm not just one of those guys that says Darth Vader because he's like the face of Star Wars. I mean, I'm more of a fan of Anakin. Anakin is Vader, I know that, but I feel like once he becomes Vader, from what you see in the movies, I know in the comics he gets expanded upon and he's pretty OP, but from what you see in the movies, Vader takes a bit of a back seat for most of them. Which, I suppose it's Luke's story then, I don't know. I love Vader, don't get me wrong, I just prefer Sidious, and for a second that felt like Star Wars music. I mean, is that Dathomir maybe? Is it Dathomir? See, when you're that desperate for Star Wars, you just start seeing things in things that aren't Star Wars. Yeah, this is definitely Dathomir. You can get, oh, not spiders, please. Fun fact for those of you who don't know, I don't like spiders. And that's where everybody starts commenting the spider emoji, thinking it freaks me out. An emoji doesn't really do anything, it's the pictures, and thank God nobody can send pictures in a live chat. Those of you in the Discord, don't try it. Or I'll activate slow mode.
And that wraps up
okay, is that the pre-show over
From
with?
ninjas in feudal Japan to the darkest corners of Middle Earth. I hope you've enjoyed these sneak peeks.
No, I didn't
and
enjoy it
reveals.
at all.
A huge thanks to Daedalic and all
I
the
didn't
developers
enjoy
who
it at
showed
all.
off their awesome titles. For updates on all of today's games, you can follow Daedalic Entertainment on Steam. I've been your host, Stephanie Panicello, and it is time for me
Should
to
make a
hand
Vader
over
show on
to
Disney
some
Plus. When
other
people
Resident
say that
friends
though,
for the
others
future
just come
game
back
show.
and say,
Take it
you already
away.
have one, the 6 movies, but... And I say 6 not because I'm saying the sequels don't exist. Those 3 don't really explore Vader, do they? Vader's got the 6 about him. People argue that, but... Is this it? I mean, I'll have a bit of confidence if they just show, like, Luke or something. Oh man, this has been hyped up so much. I've told you all to prepare for the worst. I've told myself, is Jeff going to be
Hello
here?
and
Nope,
welcome
you
to
don't
the
look like
Future
Jeff
Game
to me.
Show. I'm Nicole Tompkins, though you may
Nope,
know
that
me
doesn't
as
sound
Jill
like Jeff's name
Valentine
either.
in Resident Evil 3. And today, we have an absolute monster.
She
on
does
the
not
show
sound
for you. And if I've
convincing.
learned anything
Like
about
the
monsters,
last girl,
it's
whatever
that
her
their
name
best
was, she
chapter
was a good
will be
host.
perfect.
This girl's just
So
like...
please join me in welcoming my co-host,
Sounds like
Jeff
she's
Shine.
forcing... Jeff! Oh,
Hey everybody,
who the hell are you?
watching.
This
My
isn't
name is
Jeff.
Shine.
This
You
is
might
a fraud.
recognize me as
This is a
Carlos
fraud.
Rivera,
That is not
Resident
Jeff. I mean, you can tell it's not Jeff for
Nick,
starters
good
because he
about this.
sat
I feel like it's
down.
nice to get the team back together.
We do make a good
Unbelievable.
team. Though, I mean,
Unbelievable. They gave us
mostly
discount. Jesus.
team.
No, no,
Though,
no.
I mean,
In anger, I stopped it.
tend to do most
In
of that
anger, I
thing,
stopped it.
writing Nemesis.
Oh, they gave us
16
discount
times.
Jeff. I can't believe it. They gave us
I hate to butt
discount.
into the main show, but
Absolutely
I think I had
ridiculous.
it pretty tough in
I
Resident
cannot
Evil 2.
believe that. Can you
Two
believe
words
that?
for you.
Can you believe
Mr.
that?
X.
I'm furious.
It's fair.
The
Discount
important
Jeff.
thing is that nothing bad can get us at the Future Game Show.
Cheesy, if
So,
you're
over
trying to
course of
watch
next
the
hour or
stream,
so,
go and
we'll
watch
show
the
you
actual
guys
stream. You're going to
gameplay
get my
and trailers from
commentary.
upcoming games for PC
This
and
is what it's
console
about.
for
Right, we are
2021
live,
and
good.
beyond, with some exclusive trailers and developer interviews.
World
bloody
premiere,
fraud,
exclusive
Jeff.
trailers, and a few surprises in store.
I'm
Let's
furious,
see our
guys.
first world
They
premiere.
got my hopes up
Now
with his
it's time to
name.
wrap up. Get warm, because things are about to get chilly.
Straight away you're thinking, doesn't look like Jeff. But the main giveaway is the fact that there's a chair there. Right, world premiere, here we go. This is...
So,
No idea who that is.
or his supposed rash.
Calm down, don't ruin your own stream. Very angry, Jeremy. Very angry I am.
They
Alright, we're over the shock. Okay. Hashtag not my Jeff.
This is Babylon twice. Well,
it's that damned robot.
Should we get that
He's
going?
watching him.
Hashtag not. Everyone's going to say, oh, keyboard FGG. Keyboard. I think his name's spelled.
short drive at least.
I don't know.
Anyway, the whole thing
Try that
smells
one.
off to me.
Not my Jeff. I don't know if it's G-O though. G-E-O. But everyone else is saying G. J-E-F-F-O. Do you remember I told you I'm on not much sleep right now? Forgive me.
Didn't understand that.
I thought it was Thursday. I thought it was Saturday earlier.
Well, at least he's not alone this time.
Just forgive me if I make some slip
Charlie and
ups.
Amelia, though,
Okay.
they've been through so much already.
Maybe they're better off without him.
That's what Kai said the last time we talked.
Keyboard FGG.
Let's face it, the little
Sorry.
world is pretty messed up.
I won't use it again. I apologise
That's where it really is right now.
sincerely for bursting your eardrums. Remember to keep liking and subscribing, boys and girls. The chat is furious about the Jeff situation, as am I. What
Hi,
characters
I'm
do I
James
think will be
Simpson,
playable?
director at Goldfire Studios, and we're working on a
In
game
the
called
original character
Arctic
pack,
Awakening.
in the
Arctic
classic
Awakening
one.
is an
I said
episodic
because we know
narrative
Lando's
adventure
going to be on
game
there. I
about the
predicted
survivors
that
of a
before it was
plane
announced,
crash
but
in the
you got Lando,
unforgiving Arctic
so it's going to be
winter.
Luke, Leia,
Their
Han.
story is one of survival,
I'd say Yoda,
friendship,
Vader,
self-discovery, and the mysteries they encounter along the way.
Chewie,
The year
and
is 2062.
maybe
You play as
Boba. I think
Khan,
they're going to go with
an
more
ex-Navy
OT
pilot
characters,
who
honestly.
has retreated into
I mean, Yoda will have a
isolation
lightsaber,
after
so
recent
technically
traumatic
prequel.
events upend his life. He now finds himself in unknown territory with a missing
Dante
co-pilot
made my
and
name
only
with
an AI
emojis.
drone
That's
to
epic.
keep him company.
Look at that.
Today, we're really excited to share this exclusive gameplay from shortly after.
Star Wars has not been shown yet.
Kai is
Aqua,
desperate to
not
find
not
out,
yet,
the
but
AI
maybe
drone
soon.
Isn't about to let him just wander off into a blizzard without first starting a fire. Part of Alfie's job is never
Smash
letting
Brother,
Kai out
trust
of
me, I
sight.
am absolutely let down
This
as well
tends
by
to
the
get
fact
under
that they
Kai's skin.
said
Much of
Jeff's
Arctic
name
Awakening
and
revolves around
they put on this
exploring
fraud.
the beautiful open
They had him in a
world
chair.
and
The
uncovering
audacity,
mysteries
the
of
audacity
life.
to sit him in a chair,
However,
but not
choices
give
you
poor
make
Jeff, who they made
don't
stand
make
on his own
through
two
your
legs for
actions and
hours
fully
upon
voiced
hours in
conversations
multiple events.
directly
It's
impact
disgusting.
how Kai's relationships with the other characters evolve.
Truly saddened. You should all write a formal complaint letter to no idea who to.
Arctic Awakening is coming
Someone.
to PC, Mac, and consoles in 2022. Thanks for watching. Be
You
sure
know
to
what, I
wish
don't
list
even
on
think this
Steam
guy's name is
and
Jeff.
enjoy the rest of the show.
I think it's something else.
Thanks again to James for that exclusive first look at Arctic Awakening. Okay, Jeff, imagine being stuck in the same place in an endlessly looping cycle.
Oh, Nicole, that is my entire 2020.
Well, then you're gonna love our next game, as it's all about breaking free. Let's take a look at Returnal.
But somehow, that sounded like Lego Star Wars to me. But yeah.
Hello, my name is Mikael Haveri, and I am the BizDev and Marketing Director at Housemarque. Currently, we're working on Returnal. Returnal, in a nutshell, is
Boycott
a
fake Jeff.
fast-paced sci-fi shooter.
We're being too
roguelike
harsh on
elements.
him now.
And as a new
We
addition
must
to
stop ourselves.
Housemarque, we're adding a layer of
This does
narrative
sound.
storytelling.
If Lego Star Wars is here, it's going to be at the very end, isn't it?
They can't be here.
Lovely.
In Returnal, you take on the role of Celine. Celine is a deep space astro scout that crash lands on a planet called Atropos. On this planet,
I mean,
she
this probably
quickly
looks like the
realizes
best
that
game out of all
she's
the ones
stuck
that have been
in
shown
a
in these events.
never-ending
This looks promising,
nightmarish
to be
loop
fair.
that always upon
I doubt
her
it
death,
will be,
she
but
wakes
it
up in the
looks
same
promising.
place, but the world has changed and all the challenges that she has to face are different. At the focus of the game, we have a very tight gameplay loop where you dash, jump around, shoot at enemies with lots of tentacles coming at
Yeah,
you.
this looks
There are
alright.
also a lot of bullet hell elements, so fast-paced
I'm not gonna
maneuvering,
buy it, but-
dodging, and running and gunning is the main focus of
I
the
can
game.
see someone buying this more than the
There
rest of
are
the
also
2D
lots
games
of
they
the
show.
storytelling layers
Like, all
that
those
Celine
2D
finds
games
out
are
about,
boring.
in a non-linear
Like, that's your
fashion.
thing,
So
then
as
sure,
you
but
make your way through Atropos,
I feel like less and
you
less
find
people
out
actually have an
who
interest
your
in
main
that stuff
character
these
is,
days.
What is the sort of deepest?
I mean, if I'm
secret
if
that
I'm like a
she's trying
huge
to
game
answer,
studio,
and
number
also
one, I'm thinking, how
this
the
planet
hell do we
ties
knock
into
off
the whole bigger
Fortnite and just
picture, and who
get
are
it
actually
out of the
inhabitants of this
the mainstream?
mysterious planet.
Stop it being like the
Overall,
big
we at
mainstream
Housemarque are
game.
looking
How do we
forward
do
to
that?
bringing you
And
a
sorry, but none of
very
those 2D
exciting
games
and
actually
frenetic,
do that.
Shooter experience. And
I mean, you
Returnal
could argue
will
maybe
be
they're not
hitting
trying to
PlayStation
become the
5s
next big thing,
on
but I'd
April
say, well,
the
you
30th
get the
this year.
opportunity,
So looking
make
forward
the
to
best
having the
thing
game out
possible.
there.
Maybe you haven't got the
Hope you
budget,
enjoy.
that's fine.
Everything
Work
has
hard and
changed.
build up the budget. I'm just going on myself, but I'm just saying, you want to make a game that's big and it's going to become the next big thing.
Exactly as I left it.
Just somebody get rid of Fortnite. It's been too long now. It's been like 3 years, 4 years maybe, and it's still number one everywhere you hear it talked about.
PlayStation.
Can't get a
Thanks to
PlayStation or
Housemarque for
PlayStation
taking
5
us to
because
the
they're not
game.
in anywhere.
Returnal is coming
Like the
exclusively to
Xbox Series
PlayStation
X.
5
Still
on
haven't
April
got one.
30th.
Our next game is a love letter to JRPGs.
Oh, it's another
set in a
anime
world where the
game.
past
Once
and the
again, if you're
future
into this stuff,
collide
that's
on
fine,
screen.
but
here in present day,
is it going to be
we've
the
got a
next
world premiere
Fortnite?
of the
I
newest
don't
trailer.
think it is. Plot twist, Jeff is actually a chair. What if Jeff is the chair? How could he do that to Jeff, though? He better not be sat on Jeff.
I've been having these strange dreams. I think it's a memory of my mother.
This game is gonna flop, nobody's gonna buy it, I'm sorry if I'm being harsh, but nobody cares. Probably like two people are probably sat there, cheering right now in their house.
You, it seems, are a time mage.
They're probably the same two people that have just cheered for the 47 other games we've seen so far. Alright, probably not that many, but you get what I mean. Some of these games, I don't know why they bother showing up.
Hello, my name is...
Tell me if we survive. You know how to fight? Hold your ground. They won't get past us.
So many questions. Matthias the Frog, at your service.
I sound very stressed. No, Thomas, I'm just being honest. I'm slightly tired. Probably did have a stressed day, but I'm fine now. See, Maze loves the commentary. I'm trying my best. Well, I mean, I'm not even trying. I'm just being honest here, to be fair.
We'll have time for your banter later.
But do I need to say any more? Just look at what we're witnessing right now.
Hold on. You have a talking
Imagine
dog,
this.
and you didn't
Now,
mention
I'm
it?
all for
A talking
having
dog
your
is
own
like
interests,
my top 5
doing
animals
whatever
I
you
can
like, but can you see anybody thinking, I'm going to start a YouTube channel tomorrow surrounding this game only, and I'm going to build up millions of subscribers on this game. Can you see that? Because honestly, if I'd made a game, I wouldn't be satisfied with nobody was playing it. But this is just boring. Now, if this is your thing in the chat, please do defend it and tell me why I'm wrong, because I'm just giving my opinion.
Chris Tales is coming to consoles and PC.
Is anybody going to say, yeah, but I'm excited for
Now,
Chris
back in
Tales? Can I have that on my Christmas
Axiom
list?
Verge blew us away with its retro Metroidvania action.
What blew us
Axiom
away?
Verge
I don't
2
recall
is
this.
bigger and better, and the work of just one developer. So prepare to feel very lazy in comparison.
Hello, I'm Tom Happ, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my upcoming game, Axiom Verge 2.
My upcoming game, so
But
is
first,
it
a
like,
quick
is
trip
this just
down
one guy
memory
in a
lane.
studio?
For anyone not familiar with the first Axiom Verge, here's a very brief synopsis.
Well, this
The
looks
story
awful,
was a
mate.
sci-fi adventure in which you play as Trace,
A sci-fi
scientist
Trace?
who winds up in the world of
When I think of the name Trace, I
His
think of that
mind is preserved by
Clone Wars
machines,
character
and every time he dies,
in season
his
7.
memories
There was
are
worse from her,
transferred
don't
into
get me
a
wrong,
new
there was definitely
cloned
worse in
body.
that show than her, but
It's a love letter to some of my
wasn't
favorite
great.
games growing up, including Metroid, Blaster Master, Contra, and many more.
look,
When I crafted the
pixelated
story, I made
games
sure to
like
think
this.
deeply about the entire universe
I love
of
Minecraft,
Axiom
that's a
Verge.
pixelated game.
How did it come to be? How was
But
it
it's
related to
a
our
good
world?
pixelated
I
game.
ultimately decided to break
This
the
is
full
just-
story of the Axiom
this
Verge
is just
universe into multiple parts.
Pixels that
with
don't even
multiple
add up.
Perspectives, each
This is
intended
one
to be
guy in his
its own
house
game.
who's brought his friend
And
round to
now,
maybe help
the
him.
next chapter
And that's
is ready
it.
to be revealed. I don't want to spoil things too much.
Oh,
but
don't
most of
worry,
Axiom
I won't be
Verge 2
playing
is
it,
set
so
before
spoil it as
the
much
events
as
of
you like.
Axiom Verge 1. But they're each standalone, complementary.
I'm here to be
experiences,
impressed, like
so
I'm
you
not...
can play them in either order.
I'd love another
In
game
Axiom
to
Verge
play in my
2,
spare
You play
time.
as Indra, the mysterious
So
billionaire
I'm
behind the world
all eyes
Globe
to
3
being
conglomerate.
opened up to
Hiding
something new,
in
but
Antarctica is
this...
what appears to be an ancient, alternate Earth, complete
This
with
looks
mountains,
boring.
lakes,
This looks
deserts,
worse than the last
and the
one.
ruins of a civilization. But you get the feeling that something else is lurking
Yeah, Aaron,
just
I
past
agree with
the
you. We're in
fringes of reality,
2021,
waiting
and I
to
feel like
pull
we're
you
going backwards. I mean, I feel like we're going backwards
Although
in so many
Axiom
ways
Verge 1
these
and
days,
2
but
flesh out different parts of the same
this is the
overall
icing on the
universe,
cake.
their mechanics are quite
This
different.
looks like...
The games share the same DNA.
I mean, I was born in
and fans of
99,
the first
and
game
I
will
think
definitely
this will
feel
have
right
looked
at home
old
in
back
this one.
then.
But make no
I don't
mistake,
know, I didn't really start
this
playing
isn't just
games
an
till
iteration of the gameplay you saw in the
2005
first game.
6, something like that.
It is a complementary piece of the overall
I mean,
puzzle.
one of
that is
the
Axiom
the
Verge.
two first games I played were Lego Stars
Now,
the video
it would be
game,
customary
probably
in the
hence why I'm
developer
so
commentary to
still
go into
love the
lots
games
of
to this day,
detail
and the Simpsons
about
Hit and
all
Run,
the
which is
new and different
fantastic.
mechanics
And
introduced
they
enemy
were
types,
they were
bosses,
not
and
2D
weapons.
for starters,
But I'm really hoping to
and they were
avoid
much better than
spoilers here.
this. So
Even mentioning that there are spoilers is
yeah,
itself
they're
a
definitely
spoiler.
living in 2005.
But
I mean,
one thing that
we
has
should
not
always
changed
recognise
is
the
that there are
past,
tons of hidden
pay
areas
homage
for
to
you
things
explore
that came
and
before, but
mysteries
this
to
is...
find. So if you really like the feeling of figuring out
I
deeply
don't know,
hidden
this is-
secrets, I think you'll love Axiom Verge 2. Be sure to keep an eye out for Axiom
know.
Verge 2
I don't know.
when it launches on the Epic Games Store. And
Exactly,
Nintendo Switch.
retitle, as Dante says, retitle this the historic game
Thanks
show.
again to Tom for that guided tour. Axiom Verge 2 is due out on PC and Switch later in 2021.
This next game is what I'm all about. 60 ninjas enter. Only one ninja leaves.
Are you going to be that one ninja?
Right, okay, you got my
If I study this
attention.
exclusive
This one's got. We're going to grade up here.
Behold,
Maybe a few.
Naraka, Blade.
I mean, if it's not a 2D game, that's already like 40 grades up. Right, what have we got? Okay, it's already not a 2D game, so... How many ninjas was it? 20, 22 go in, what? Well, okay, right, this already, once again, not going to be the next Fortnite, is it? For the record, I'm not a Fortnite fan, nothing against you being one, I'm just simply saying that Fortnite took over the world, so if I was a game developer, I'd be aiming to make the next big game. By any means, this is not going to be the next big game, but it is also not going to be a total and utter failure like the last two we've seen. Look, it's nothing we've never seen before, but it looks alright. Once again, I don't think I'm going to be buying it, but... Okay, we're doing a... What are we doing here? She's running. Oh, you got the lightsaber out. $16 ninjas, was it? Too many ninjas. Like and subscribe, guys, if you're new. I would appreciate it indeed. And turn that notification bell on, because that's what they all say these days. Yeah, the screams I'm gonna count. I mean, if it's a battle royale game, once again, it's like, well, what makes, and this is my genuine question to these people, because it may sound like I'm just mocking the games. I see it as constructive criticism. I don't hide my feelings towards these things, because if you do that, then you're not going to get an honest opinion. So alright, your game looks great. It's not 2D for starters. It looks like it definitely fits in 2021, but why is somebody going to put, why is an addicted 9-year-old, no offence to any addicted 9-year-olds to Fortnite, but why is an addicted 9-year-old to Fortnite going to put down Fortnite and come on this game? And I don't quite know what their answer's going to be. Look, I'd love to be proved wrong and this becomes the next big thing, but I'm not fully convinced. I mean, maybe they'd say, oh, we got snakes in the sky. I mean, that is kind of cool. And how do you get people like me that aren't necessarily into Battle Royale? Not because I think it's boring or anything. I don't know, I just don't really care to play it. I think it's a great concept. But what do you say to people like me who don't play these types of games?
Naraka Blade Point is developed by 24 Entertainment and is
Look, we'll start giving these games ratings. Alright, the last two games were a solid 1 each. That one was... We're going off trailers here as well, so I'm not rating the actual game because I've not played it. That one was a 6. Alright, that... It's good, it's not going to be the next big thing, but functionality-wise it looks good. It appeals, it does its job. Might make its money back, you never know. How much they spent on it. Right, let's see. I mean, this is already 2D, isn't it? I'm not saying if something's 2D it's bad. I'm just saying I think in 2021 less people care about 2D experiences. Right, so
you'll discover your origin and
we seem like we're just back to where we were 2 games ago now.
Battle, evade, or persuade joining you in order to rebuild the broken world of Arcadia.
It's, look, the graphics, you can see her eyes, so it's slightly better than the last 2D game, so we're going to give it a 2 already. Maybe that'll change. Because you couldn't even see the character's eyes on the last one, it's just a face.
Strike, dodge, and parry, which adds
right, this is a 2.
strategy not really found in the genre. Opponents strike fast,
I mean, the voiceovers don't help. The voiceovers are so monotone. The voiceover for the last one had a bit of energy in it. You can have the best game in the world, but if you've just got a boring person narrating it, is anyone going to care?
But as you progress, you'll need to watch for telegraphs and time your dodges, blocks, and counters carefully.
Look, like the guy seems like
dicier when 2 opponents
his
attack
mic
at once.
is awful.
They'll always try to surround you, and it's
which I'm just saying, if the company's trying to promote this game, maybe get the guy who's voicing it over to have a better mic for starters. Second of all, he sounds like he sounds more boring than me when I'm tired, and I know I can sound a little quite boring sometimes. I mean, it's got swim. All right, the swimming is definitely keeping this at a 2 ahead of a 1 like the last 2D game. The swimming's always cool, isn't it?
Rule of their deity for 1,000 years.
Well, we got books.
Led by the laws of the creed, which dictates
led by the laws of the creed. He couldn't have said that in a more monotone voice.
Punishment for doubt or challenge.
Let's hope this guy doesn't voice any characters.
Are banished and dropped into the depths of the planet. They are known as the
Mate, he
Fallen.
sounds like he does not want to be here. Probably as much as I do want to be here. I just don't want to be watching these games. I knew this was coming. That's the thing. I said at the start, I said 90%, didn't I? Probably like 95% rubbish, 5% good, and potential Lego Star Wars.
Tirelessly to bring the Savior to Steam and Nintendo Switch in winter of 2022.
Winter 2022, mate. I think people will have forgotten about this game by the end of the day. If we get winter next year.
Media to stay up to date on our progress.
Savior is coming to PC and Switch in winter 2022. Our next game opened the very first
Alright,
Future
well,
Game Show
it looks
and had us
alright.
itching to see more ever since.
What is it?
Please welcome Team Kill Media with a new slice of action from their console horror shooter, Quantum Error.
You know when they were saying like that viewer discretion advised, all that stuff at the start, whatever it was. I'm guessing they mean for potentially games like this, because the 2D games, I mean, maybe viewer discretion is advised about how bored you're going to get. How long is this? I don't know. We're only 20 minutes in. It feels like we're 20 days in. Right, we're looking at like what it's seen so far. We've got the 4. I mean, it's looking like your average shooter, really. Okay, we got some nice structures. Another Dathomir looking planet. That's so kind, Jet. Thanks. Flexi Garbage Gaming. That's lovely. I mean, I've been called some things over the years. That, oh, not spiders. You know, just on the spiders topic, because obviously I don't like spiders, but in terms of spiders in games and media, what is the obsession with them? Like, because that spider there just looks like the same one from The Mandalorian, and then that one looked like the same one that was in Star Wars Rebels, and then that one I've seen in other media before, and I don't know, even as someone who doesn't like spiders, you see them over and over again. It just gets a bit boring. I mean, this looks like a part mummy, part skeleton. That's an interesting design, I like that. We've got a lovely vehicle here. Alright, we've already got vehicles that you can ride, so drive, so this is looking, yeah, add a bit more light to this map, and it looks a bit like the Supremacy map for Geonosis in Battlefront 2. I told you, when you're waiting for Star Wars, you just start seeing Star Wars and everything. Well, this is like a 6 as well. I know, I'd give it a, you know, there's a bit of mystery to this, because what are these things? I'll give this one a 6 so far as well. Like these, it's basic, isn't it, really? But it's intriguing. I'm not turning my head away, looking at some. I mean, what is that? This does look all right. You probably have a bit of a scary time playing. I don't know. I mean, imagine that just coming at you. You're playing at like 2 in the morning. Everybody's asleep, and I gotta give them credit here. These creatures actually look pretty unique. I mean, look at that. Alright, this might get a 7. This might get a 7. The pacing looks very slow, but I think that adds to it. Because if it's really fast paced and these things were coming at you, it just adds a bit more urgency. Whereas you've got the slow pacing of it, the dark environments, and then these weird creatures, I've never seen anything like them coming at you. This isn't too bad. I mean, what is that? I gotta admit, this looks alright. This looks alright. I'm still not gonna buy it. I mean, what is that? Is that Jabba the Hutt? Over there? Is it? We're not gonna see. Only because of the fact that, yeah, I'm probably not going to be playing this on my own, because it's a bit freaky, isn't it? I'll just stick to playing FIFA all the time, but this isn't bad. This isn't bad, actually. I'm intrigued by what I'm watching. Oh, thank you, Evan, for the beautiful £2 donation. Thank you.
I have two brothers called Mike and Luke Hunt.
For you have two brothers called Mike and yeah, okay. That's great, Evan. Beautiful names. Fire Burning, I appreciate the donation very much. Thank you, thank you. That was alright. That was alright. I wouldn't play that 2 in the morning in a dark room with everybody in the house asleep.
Which is coming to PS5, PS4, and Xbox Series X and S. To see the extended cut of this demo, check out Games Radar tomorrow.
I would watch the extended cut of that demo if I had nothing else to do.
You've seen before. It's a playable metal album where the action brings the lyrics to life. Here's the newest trailer for Of Bird and Cage.
So I'm giving that one a 7. Jet said, I mean, vote with me, guys. I think Jet said a 6.5, so feel free to vote with me. I'm going to be generous and give that a 7. I think that, besides Skywalker Saga, could be potentially the best you're going to see tonight. I mean, we got a... It said something about bringing albums to life. This is already a bit off-putting, but look, it's not a 2, is it? Straight away. Not rock, please, I hate rock, heavy metal, whatever, I don't know what it is. Music with screaming in it, if it's your thing, by all means, listen to it, but no thank you. Yeah, I mean, on my... This is probably like the worst thing in the world you could give me. But let's rate this collectively. It's probably like a 4, isn't it? Probably a 4, because I can find it getting very annoying. I don't quite really know if it's parkour, if it's, I don't know, like a, maybe even a 3. You know what? I know I'm going to do this collectively, but this, like, I'm getting, no, we're sticking with a 3, because it's not quite a 2D experience. Although I could potentially have more fun playing a 2D experience, because 2D experiences, I'm not saying they're boring, they're just getting a bit outdated, but this is a 2. I'm giving this a 2, what's everybody else giving it? Alright. Ensberg's giving it a 5, most are giving it 1s, 3s. I'm giving this my score, I'll give it my final score once it's over. This is going to be a 2 from me. Most people giving it 3s, Hamster's on the same page as me. Evan's giving it 3. Yeah, most giving it 3. Right, I'm giving that a 2. I could see why you'd give it a 3.
We can
I mean, they're still very low
Of
scores.
Bird and Cage launches for PC on May 20th.
It's only
PS4,
PC, so
Xbox One, and Switch later this year. You can wish list the
It
game
does look
right
awful.
now
I'm just saying it's not one of those 2D games, but
Our
at the
next
same
game
time, I think
is
I'd
all
have
about
more
the
fun
power of
playing that.
cooperation.
Like when I fight Nemesis and you shout advice from a safe distance?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty much exactly like that.
I know we've had some good-looking games here, like very few, but there's been some.
Game from EA Originals.
But Lego Star Wars doesn't even look worthy enough. Sorry, no, that's the wrong word. Lego Star Wars looks too good, essentially, to be honest. Worthy enough would mean it's not even as good as these. No, it's far better. I don't think it does Lego Star Wars justice to put it on this list.
Founder, a writer, director.
Right, at least this guy's got a bit of charisma.
Brothers, A Tale of Two
And I
Sons,
say a
A
bit,
Way Out,
because he's
and
not got
now
much,
the
but
new
he's better
game.
than that other
Most
guy.
of it takes two.
Right, what have we got here? More spider-type creatures.
Actually, what we do at Hazelight is actually...
You gave it a minus
what I mean by
7.
that is that we're creating
Minus, I
co-op
mean,
experiences that
Mr.
are
Blurg,
written
you know,
and designed
I can see where
from
you're
the-
coming from,
from
definitely.
the start,
Minus
like, you
7.
do have co-op
Right,
games
this
out there,
one is looking
but none are
like...
created like this in a narrative way. These
I
are
gave the
not
last one a
drop-in,
2,
drop-out,
and
which
I'd
means
rather
that
play
we can
this than the last one.
create unique experiences and unique
Probably
stories that's
going to get
very...
3 off me. And I'm not just giving them all low ratings, because I gave that one a 7 before, where a lot of people said 6 and 6.5. I gave the other one before a 7, so I'm not just saying all of them are bad.
How comes you get all the cool gadgets?
I'm cooler than you, Cody.
They look like
sometimes
walking
the
plants,
connection could be metaphoric,
flowers, whatever,
connection,
trees
like,
even.
We have a section where you're playing as a piece of magnet. That's a metaphor for attraction. So whatever happens in the
Oh
story
man, this
will
is just
reflect in the
stupid, isn't it? But yeah,
even
this
an
is probably
example
getting
like
a
this,
3
in
or
this
a
case,
4.
they're on
To
a
be
tree,
fair to
and
it,
the male
to be fair, because if I'm giving that last game a
Cody
2,
forgot to clean
and
the
I'm only
eyes,
saying this is a
so,
3, look, it's still bad.
in real life,
But
obviously. So
if I'm
right
saying this is
now,
only like
the
1 above
squirrels
it, I
that
don't
live
think
in
that's
that
fair.
tree
We're probably
are
going to give this a
warned
4,
with the
because
wasps.
nothing is
actually
as
use
bad
the
as what I
squirrel's
just
high-tech
witnessed before
weapons
this.
to take
A
out the
game of
wasps, so,
heavy metal
as
music,
you
I
see,
couldn't
May
think
can
of
shoot
anything more
matches and he can
frustrating.
shoot sap, and
If you're
when
into
you
heavy
combine
metal,
those,
that's
you create
fine, maybe you should
explosions.
buy it, but I won't.
So again, it's a unique mechanic for every character that.
Right,
kind of
this
connects to
is
the
a
story.
4.
That's why
This
I
is a
keep saying,
4.
whatever you meet
Potentially,
before,
you
whatever
play the
happens, you'll
game,
be
have a bit
playing.
of fun,
This is just
probably
some
could be a
example.
5.
What you're seeing here is just the mechanic for this level, and you will be doing.
Hello Matthew, how are you?
Every level
You join
play,
us in some
whatever happens in the
fantastic,
story, you will be
during some
playing.
fantastic previews here. Absolutely incredible. Unbelievable graphics.
If you buy
we
the
got here.
game, and you play it in a couch, and you play with a friend for free, then it should be the same for you if you play it online. It wouldn't be fair.
Really?
Just because
Wow,
your
that's-
friend can play with you.
All right, the boats
in the
look
couch,
cool. The boats
this
look
person
cool.
have to pay double the price. You know what I mean? From
The
that
boats
perspective,
look rather
Friends Pass
cool, I'll
came
give
up
it that.
because it makes sense. It's a logical decision.
Yeah, you feel that? I can't say it if you like. What is wrong with that guy?
It's gonna be such a wild ride to play this game.
Such
It's
a
gonna be
wild
such a unique
ride.
experience from the beginning to the end, and it's gonna be a joy and adventure. I can't wait to look at some reactions when the
I
players
think I'm a bit behind. Let me click back on it.
Definitely some
There you
really
go.
cool reactions.
I think I was a
especially
bit
on some
behind.
scenes, and especially one scene that I think is gonna be quite special.
You feel it?
You got a walking
Alright, so
book.
the game is coming out on March 26th. It will be on, let's see now.
March
PS4,
26th?
PS5,
Tomorrow?
Xbox One, Xbox X, Series X, and I don't know.
This
but
guy
not
doesn't seem
Switch,
prepared.
for now, we don't have any plan. for
Look,
it
he's
now.
got more
Who knows in the future,
charisma than the
maybe.
last guy,
But other than
but
that, all future consoles.
he doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. And this is supposed to be pre-recorded. This is coming tomorrow. I'm not buying that. This seems like a
You'll be
last-ditch
able to take
promotion.
advantage of Friends Pass.
The commentary.
It
It's
takes two
Aaron.
launches on PS4,
I wish I
PS5,
was
Xbox
just,
One, Xbox
I don't know,
Series
doing
X
this commentary
and
for the
S,
fun of it.
and
These are my
PC
honest
tomorrow
thoughts.
on March 26th.
Tomorrow! It's just tomorrow! What?
Our next
That's
game
like the
is
most
like
last.
Cyberpunk
Imagine
meets Sherlock
you-
Holmes as you crack cases.
I
and
wouldn't be
virtual
complaining, but
worlds.
imagine
Are you ready
Lego
to
Star
play
Wars, they
Digital
just come out of it
Detective in
tomorrow.
Game Deck?
That's going to be great and everything, but tomorrow. Imagine promoting your game the day before. Maybe he's done some other promotion. He didn't quite seem to know what
It's a strange
consoles it
profession.
was, even platforms it was even
Game
coming
deck.
out on. So I doubt he has. But
You're neither a player nor a detective.
oh, I don't know.
You know the rules and how people break them.
Like, look, I know what comes with these events. A lot of
Digital
rubbish comes
trail.
with them. By the way, I'm giving that one an F4. But I know what comes with these events, but I did enjoy them more when they were before everybody had to
Flaw
stay
in
at
source
home.
code.
You had the actual live events. Just something as
Backdoors used
stupid
by
as I think it was at
cheaters.
E3 2019. They had like barriers that you weren't allowed to walk through, and there was just like so many people looking around, like nobody was watching, walking through them like again and again. Just something so small like that.
Used to cover
But it was
up
just
on
funny
popular
watching them because they thought nobody could see them with us watching them,
All
and
can
they're
be
trying to be
found.
so sneaky over something that honestly is probably
All can be
so minor.
traced.
They're just seeing stupid stuff
With
like
a lot
that.
of skill
Brought a bit of fun to it.
and a little bit of luck.
You always got those people who were just looking around for ages, not
Sometimes
having a
more
clue
than
where they
little.
were going. It just added a bit of fun.
Because there
And
are surprises.
these days, it's just people
even
sat
for
in
a
their
game deck.
bedrooms, not even having a
In the
clue what
end,
platform the games are
Keep your
coming
eyes
out
on the
on.
prize.
It's a great way to promote
The
it.
trail never gets cold.
Right, this anyway. This
So
has got a bit of
game's always
suspicion
on.
to it, but I've not seen any actual gameplay. I'm just seeing shots. That's probably look. You can't. Probably a 4. I can't give it much more to be honest because we didn't really see much. That's a 4. Your hand is up. You got a question, Potato? I'll try and get to as many as possible. 600 people here. Appreciate it, guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Game Deck is coming.
We got
to
the
PC
real Jeff here. You better be the
2021.
real Jeff because they put in like some fraud out here for us that I think it's completely
Nicole,
unacceptable.
question. You think you got what it takes to be a firefighter?
Yes.
You want to maybe test those skills out in a game before trying
This
anything
looks
dangerous?
Also, yes.
Well, then
boring.
let me introduce you to Ember.
What's this? Okay, alright, this actually
to
doesn't
join
look
the
too
gig
bad.
economy?
What's this?
Become your own boss.
Is it a
As
mobile
firefighter,
game?
Food delivery person.
Really,
or a
mobile
courier.
games get
Ember hits console.
nothing against mobile games at all. But obviously they're not as
cross-play functionality.
complex as PC console
For up
games.
to 4 players.
So when you see them on stuff like this, I just feel like you are messing with us all. Well, this is why I told you to prepare for the worst,
together.
guys. And I stand by that statement, prepare for the worst, because
Escape
you don't
together.
know with these events the way they go sometimes. We've been let down many times before, especially
Build
when
them
they've been
together.
going exactly like how this one has been going. So just bear that in
Boss
mind.
fight together.
That's why I made sure I put potential lose in
And
the
salvage
title
together.
because
Risking your life
I'm
for
not
money
saying none
has
of these
never been
trailers are
more rewarding.
putting the chances down or anything. I'm just saying this is going a lot like all the other events we're going. when we got news in the summer about Lego Star Wars, we were getting much bigger games alongside it.
2021. Ember is out now on
right,
PC
that's probably
and
like
Stadia and is coming to consoles
free.
later this
It's a
year.
free. Do I even need to rate these
Our
anymore?
next game takes one of the best
Oh, is it
detective adventures of recent years
2D,
and makes
2D.
it
I can't
prettier
tell the
and
difference between
puzzlier.
this
Yes,
and
that's a
the
word.
87,000 other
This
2D
is
games
Kathy
we've seen.
Rain, the
They all
director's
look the
cut.
same.
Hi, I'm Ariel Siegel, and I am
At least this
delighted to be
person's got a
here
bit
at the
of
Future Game Show to talk to
charisma.
you about Kathy Rain, Director's Cut.
Director's
This is a game
Cut.
that excites
Is that
me
like
a
the
whole lot
is that like the
because,
name
well,
we put
first,
in
I
things
play
now?
Kathy in it, but
Or is it
also
Justice
because the
League?
Director's Cut is an
we
even
just got like
better
the
version of the original game
Snyder
that
cut of
launched
that.
in
Is that like the thing we put in it these days to
For
make it
those of
sound
you
good?
who have been
Director's
missing out,
cut.
let
We
me
put
fill
like
you
the
in on the
director's name
details.
with cut next to it.
So, Kathy Rain is a
People want to
point-and-click
see like the
adventure set in
J.J. Abrams
1990s.
episode 9
It's the
cut.
story
Is
of
that,
a
is that like
strong-willed
just
journalism
add extra
major, that's me,
impact?
who is forced to confront her troubled past as she investigates the
I want to
mysterious
see,
death
you know what
of
I
her
want to see?
recently
Lego
departed
Star Wars: The
grandfather.
Skywalker Saga, the 2020
Armed with her
cut.
motorcycle,
What we were
a pack of
supposed to
cigs,
get in
and a
2020.
notepad,
Who else
Kathy
wants to
delves
see
into a
that?
local
Put
mystery
yes in the
surrounding
chat
her
if you want to
hometown
see
that
that.
takes her on a
Don't put it more than
harrowing journey
once
of
because
emotional and
they just get
personal
timed out
turmoil.
for spam and nobody wants that.
The Director's Cut features an extended story with more
Once
puzzles to
each.
solve and new areas to explore. There's
No
also
idea
an
how long
expanded
this
and
is.
remixed soundtrack,
Yeah, I
cool new
tried
bike
looking,
designs to
I couldn't
unlock,
find it.
controller support, and more.
I'd guess like
It's
an
been
hour to
almost
2
5
hours.
years now since Kathy was first shared with the world, and we've taken everything we've learned to give you the most complete realization of Kathy's journey yet. I, for
Games
one,
like this
love
just
being
make
a part of this project, and I
me
can't
feel
wait
like
for you all
I'm
to get on the
living 50 years.
Catmobile when we
I
launch
mean,
this
they
fall
sort you
on
not
Steam
50
for
years ago,
Windows,
like 20
Mac,
years
and
ago.
Linux.
Yes, everybody wants to see it. Bring out. This is too long to hashtag, so not many people are going to do it, so we won't hashtag it, but hashtag release Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga 2020 Cup.
Thanks to Ariel for showing us Kathy Rain, the Director's Cut, which is coming to PC later this year.
Now it's time for a
Director's
sneak
cut.
peek at what's in store from our pals at Team
Oh
17.
dear.
Oh, how many hours have I spent playing Worms over the years?
I once fought giant mutant worms in a sewer.
It's a very different
The
vibe,
hell is
Nicole.
this?
It's a very different vibe.
Team 17, never heard of them. Oh, okay. This is already just not the type of game I'd play, but it looks bright and energetic and not dull like I'm living in the 90s like the last 20 games have been. Okay, you can give this, I'm not going to rate the last game because it's another 2. There you go, I've rated it, it's a 2. This? Probably a 3, let's be honest, but the gap between a 2 and a 3 right now is huge. And this looks worse actually as it goes along. I mean, that looks cool, and then they just give you something else. And probably a 3. Let's play it safe. We're going with a 3 here. Now a 10, by the way, because I could totally side with a 3 out of 100 right now. These are all different. Are these all different games? I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. I don't care enough to know. Kings of Seas, did that say? I don't know what's this. Are they just promoting like all their games? Yeah, they're promoting like, I'm not rating all these. Too many at once. They're just promoting everything. They just brought everything along with them. At least these games seem like they've had some effort put into them. But nothing over 6. No, I mean, it all depends on what you rated it. For me, I rated that game that had all those interesting aliens. Like, I rated that 7. That was good. I would probably buy that if I had more time on my hands and just check it out. I honestly would. But when I'm not making Lego Star Wars videos, and I would say out, living my life, but that's hard to do until everywhere opens back up here, so I usually just play FIFA and I do any of these things to me personally, because it's what meets your own desires. Does anything here scream to me, get off FIFA and play me? No, not really. The only thing that does that is the Skywalker Saga.
Hello? God, is this thing on? Oh, it is? Good. This is the cult.
Man's hands are like just
I'm interrupting
ejecting from his body.
to submit to me. I mean,
Deary me, how's he pulling that off? Alright, this is going to up it to a 4. We're going to give this not a 3, a 4, because the man can eject his hands repetitively from his body. Unbelievable, unbelievable skills.
We're all about the safe sex. So come join the inner circle when Honey, I Joined a Cult comes to Steam Early Access. Interruption in.
Team 17, stay tuned. I will not be staying tuned. Most wanted character in the Skywalker Saga, Season 7, Ahsoka, by far.
For more info on them, check out games.
What's everybody else's most wanted character in the Skywalker Saga?
And we finally get to fight some zombies. In Back 4
Didn't we fight zombies earlier in that game? I rated 7.
These are looking a little faster than what I'm used to.
Yeah, you're right. Lucky for me, I've got developers Turtle Rock to show us the game instead.
I mean, they sound so enthusiastic about it. I don't blame them. Look, if I got paid to do this, as long as I didn't have to promote it on my channel, I mean, I'd probably tell you all in the live stream, but I'd do it. I'd voice over this stuff and sound enthusiastic if it was
Getting out of here is
good pay. Everybody would, but they must be dying inside. They must be thinking, how's my life into this? Why am I taking this as a job?
Just try not to do anything stupid.
I suppose in these days you take anything, well, most things.
Hello, I'm Leanne Papp, and I'm the executive producer at Turtle Rock Studios. Right now we're working on Back 4 Blood, which is a first-person co-op zombie shooter that takes place after a catastrophic outbreak where most people have
I didn't even
died
notice. Right, this is WB.
We're calling the Devil Worm.
Well, so
In
this
this
is
game,
it,
you're
guys. Are we
part of
going
a
to get
group of
something after
veterans
this?
that we refer to as the
I mean, I don't care about this game
who are ready
myself,
to
but I
take the
care
fight
about
back
what it
to
could
the
mean for
zombies, which
Skywalker
we call
Saga. So. Apparently this is Back 4 Blood, guys. Honestly, I have no idea what Back 4 Blood looks like. Is about. I just know it's a WB game that's coming out this year and has been delayed apparently.
Cleaners. We've got Walker, Evangelo, Hoffman, and Holly. And as you watch the footage, you're going to see that we have a lot of different kinds of Ridden. We've got some base special Ridden, like the Tall Boy and the Stinger, and then there are also mutated versions of
So
them
it's
as
got to
well.
come after this,
But
right?
it's
Essentially.
not something that's especially special for us that we're very much into and very
When
excited
did they show
about. We
WB
feel
games?
this
I mean, they
is
probably
bringing
showed
something
the
new to the
title of the game, and
We have our
honestly, because of the consistently bad games they were showing, I didn't even bother to look.
And
but-
in that moment, you have to decide.
So
if
this
you're
is
going
Back
to
4
face
Blood.
off against this tanky
Let me
character,
look
or
up
run away
on
and
my
face him
phone
when you're
what
better equipped.
Back 4 Blood looks like.
Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, this definitely looks like what I've seen.
Is it just me or are these things getting bigger?
So
We've
Back 4
got
Blood was
the
delayed
elements
today.
that you want out in a cooperative zombie
I mean,
shooter, so
like
you
I said in my
gather
video,
up
if they
with your
don't show
friends,
Skywalker
you're
Saga
taking out
here
a bunch of
today,
Ridden.
that means
We're
so
also
many
adding
things.
some
It basically
roguelike
rules out the
elements to
game
our
coming
card
anytime
system
before
that's,
May and
actually
before,
pretty cool, and we
basically.
think, provides a different
June's
spin
still
on it.
in the
Provides
picture,
even more
I would
replayability
argue,
to the game.
but
So we
not
should
long
definitely talk
to
about our
make
game
it stay in the
director as
picture.
well as our card system. You're going to be familiar with how we start.
I mean, imagine getting something like this that we're getting now, like a walkthrough, like a quick walkthrough, but of Skywalker Saga. That would do so much for us right now. That would do incredible amounts for us right now.
Swarm of Bruisers or Ridden on Fire. And you then get to know exactly what it is that you're going to face. So after you see those cards, you're then going to be given a hand from a deck that you've built. And you need to decide what cards you're going to play.
Yeah, this is coming out in
Coordination
October
with
now.
your team is going to be super
Which,
here.
if they don't confirm a second delay on Skywalker Saga, that means it's the next game due out for WB Games. So you've got to start questioning where the hell it is. Look, we won't move into any of that until this event is over. But
Gotta be something around here.
is there another event this Sunday I hear people talking about? Because I've not heard as much. I get like little comments here and there on my videos about it.
Xbox One,
I didn't really look
PS5,
into it, but I heard about
PS4,
something.
and PC. You're going to be
What's
able
on
to play
Sunday?
the game in
Or
the upcoming
is it
open
then
beta
nothing and it's just
on both PC and
it's just
console.
lies and
We're gonna have
deception,
more
as
information
Saw
on that
Gerrero
soon,
would
so
say.
stay tuned.
Fight for Blood, yay, WB Games. Clap,
Thanks
clap.
to Turtle Rock for showing us how real zombie killers do
Come
it.
on, this is where you got to
Ever
show it now.
wondered how it would feel to be a Warhammer miniature? Here's the world premiere of the new cinematic trailer for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Tempest Fall.
Doesn't look. I mean, they could still show it. They could still show it.
Once mortal, we stood against enemies of order.
There's no event on Sunday.
Our souls freed from the weakness of flesh.
Why is everybody so obsessed with Lego Star Wars, Fabian? I wouldn't say everyone is in the world, but if you're coming to this particular part of the internet, that's now, after Battlefield's death, a Lego Star Wars channel technically, then I would argue most people here are going to be obsessed with it.
We are Sigmar's wrath manifest.
Look, guys, this isn't it yet. Now, once again, I am like the one person that's told you all to prepare for this anyway, so I'm totally not sitting here saying it's still coming when I never said it was coming in the first place, but it could still show up in the
You can
event.
step into the shoes of
But
Lord
that was
Arcanum
the
when Tempest Fall launches
prime
on
time to
Oculus
show
and
it.
Steam this summer.
However, it doesn't mean they had
Hey,
to
Jeff,
show it straight
you
off the
remember
Back 4
hospital
Blood.
siege in
Because
Resident
maybe
Evil?
they also, you've got to bear this in mind, maybe they also
this
wanted
next
to let a
bit
bit of
is a little bit
focus,
like that, except
lay on that
instead
game
of
for a bit
zombies, I'm gonna
until
throw
they got
loads
move
of
on to the
games
next
at
one.
you.
So let that settle in
That actually
instead
sounds
of
way
showing both at once and then taking the focus off them. Star Wars Squadrons, that was not for me, Green Jedi. It wasn't for a lot of people. For the ones who it was for, great, they enjoyed it. But it was not for me. I thought it was boring. That was it. Let me just have a little update on this audio. Here, a slight echo for about 5 seconds. That is me. Just checking. Okay. You seem a bit quiet. Not quiet. I'm just gonna turn you down like 3. There we go. How is the audio? Is it good? Because I felt listening to that then it sounded a bit quiet. Yep, I want to see Lego Star Wars 2, Paris. I'm hoping like you all, but prepare for the worst. I've said it. What the heck is this? Honestly, I stopped actually. I know this sounds a bit contradictory because I'm streaming the event, but I'm not really watching it anymore. I'm just watching the chat and waiting for potential Lego Star Wars stuff. Okay. I mean, what do you all rate Back 4 Blood, guys? Because admittedly, I'm not playing it, but is it? A few of you seemed interested. So, what are you all rating that? Audio is fine. Okay. That's good. That's good. Star Wars or Hogwarts Legacy? I don't care about Hogwarts Legacy, but I know that's a big one for a lot of people. I'm not saying I don't like it because it's Harry Potter, isn't it? Or it's based on it, I don't know. I watched Harry Potter recently, actually, like 2019, for the first time ever. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. It's going to be hard for anything to ever get near Star Wars for me.
Make sure to check out GamesRadar.com.
Now, if you're looking for something more melodic than the sound of Jeff's voice, you should check out our next game.
Just
The
another
Longest
bloody
Road on
2D game.
Bonus
It's
fact, this trailer contains an exclusive performance of one of the tracks.
it's
in the
dead,
game.
isn't it?
Enjoy.
Of all the 2D. We're in 2021. Look, I know last year was a big step backwards, wasn't it? But technology didn't step backwards. If anything, in 2020, technology moved further than it ever has before. And it had to compensate for everyone being at home. This takes us back 20 years. Oh, now we just got guitar playing in black and white with bars at the side of the screen. Oh man. I cannot wait, because the game isn't cancelled. I see some of those comments on my videos every now and again. When the game does arrive, I can't wait to just sit there, play it, and all the pain of all this waiting be over. Because I don't know if I can do this again with another game. it's frustrating. It's 2D is boring. Honestly, I don't expect to see a singular 2D game in
Longest Road on
2021.
Earth launches on PC later this
It's unacceptable. It shouldn't
Our
even
next
be
game
shown.
is an open-world survival simulator that put PC gamers through hell. Specifically, Green Hell. Here's an exciting new
I mean,
announcement.
it looks
from the
good,
team
but
at
it's
Creepy
not
Jar.
Lego Star Wars. I nearly dropped my controller again. I just need its energy. I've got crocodiles. But not 2D, is that not what you call it? I thought it's called 2D, is it not? I mean, if I got that wrong, please let me know, but no one's exactly pulling me up on it. That is what you call it. Yeah, it is. I'm looking it up now. That's what you
Can
call
you
2D.
survive Green Hell? Find out when it comes to
That is
consoles
what
in June
2D
this
looks
year.
like.
This next game starred in our Gamescom show and tasks
Let me have a look.
two
What is that
cooperative
1D?
spies to break into top secret locations.
Well, then it's a good thing I've
No,
partnered with
apparently it
Jill
starts at
Valentine,
2D.
huh? Master of
And
unlocking.
3D is
Here's the
obviously what
latest
we have
news for
today. I
Operation
mean, there's more
Megan.
complex words for it, but
Well, we got to work together.
actually what it is. And what I gather,
Oh,
no
dear, this
one's
is a
ever
recipe
pulled me
for
up on it.
disaster.
So everyone else is as responsible as me if I've got that wrong.
I'm gonna do it. You ready?
I'm nervous.
Oh, here's more paid gamers trying to sound interested when they're really not.
I'm very
You love to see it, don't you? You love
I'm
to
gonna need
see
you to
it.
suck it up, Buttercup, and put that passcode in.
Remember to keep liking and
Your
subscribing,
infiltration
guys.
begins
Would
on consoles
appreciate
and
it.
PC on June 1st.
As we
Coming up next,
try and
we
get
take
to
a
this
trip into one of the
40,000.
deadly gauntlets of Oddworld Soulstorm.
For like the most
As series
milliest of
creator
seconds, then
Lauren
I
Lanning
thought that was
shows
a
us what's in
Twi'lek.
store in Abe's
I'm
latest
talking the
adventure.
most milliest of seconds. Do you just like us? I've
Hi,
said it
I'm
many
Lauren Lanning,
times. I'll say it
co-founder
again.
and creator of
When you're
Oddworld,
waiting
and
on
I'm
Star
excited to
Wars,
be
you start
here
seeing
at
Star
Future
Wars and
Game Show
everything.
to bring you this abridged playthrough from Oddworld Soulstorm. At this point in the game, we're on a mission to hijack a train. that we're
Mission to
told
hijack
is
a
at
train,
Fett
never
Station.
been done
And so
before.
at each level, you
See
get
Smash
introduced to
Channel,
new
thank you for the
goal
$2
happening in the
Canadian
background. Now we
dollars.
settle
I
down
do
to where
appreciate
Abe
it.
is
Second
entering the
donation of the
scene.
stream.
Now we need to get
Fire
to the
burning
factory.
Anakin's in the chat for
Hijack a train.
see, I do
And that should
appreciate
be
that, my
up
friend.
ahead.
Thank you, thank
And
you.
now he's got a little bit of a journey.
Kyle
World to
Katarn.
get there.
He's Legends, is he not? I believe.
Kyle Katarn for Lego Star
Okay,
Wars.
so now you're approaching. You see a train in the distance pulling in. And now you're approaching. the
Thank you, my friend.
So now you knew you had to reach the fast station. There's a train. and
Kyle
you know you
Katarn will
gotta
come
hijack
back
the
into
train.
Legends. Honestly, I know the name, but I
To
don't
the
really
fast
have any
station
clue about
first.
the
And this is a lot of
best on Legends, admittedly.
Telling us through the 2.9D camera, so we have that setup and that approach. It feels more cinematic. And here
How long
you
does the
can
Future
overlook
Games
and
show?
look
No
in
idea.
there.
I'd guess like
This
1
is
to
the
2
tank
hours, 1.5
area we're gonna
hours
have to get through.
to 2 hours, something along the lines of that. We're 16
Yeah,
likes off
now you're
400
dealing with
guys, so let's get that. Let's get
You're
400.
running across steam
Keep
vents.
hitting subscribe. This doesn't look too
I'm gonna
bad.
go down here.
Once again, am I
We
gonna
wanted to get more of that
buy
sense
it?
of height,
No, but
perspective
it
and all
looks
that, and it also
alright.
reveals
This
secrets
kind of looks like the
that you
most
wouldn't normally see, where you can go
unique
collect
thing
this,
we've
but we're
seen
not
all
gonna
day.
do it right now, 'cause we're
Unique
gonna
doesn't necessarily mean it's the best,
going
but
into the
this looks like the most
We
unique.
still gotta
I'll
get
give
to
it
the
that.
pump, so we can get to the train.
Yeah, it does. I like the
complete our
look of
mission.
this. Once again, not going to buy it.
Catch
I'm not
up with
going to
our
lie to you.
buddies.
But this looks alright. This will get a 6. This gets a 6 as
Here's
far as
some
I'm
classic
concerned. Maybe a 5, maybe a
gameplay
5. We'll go
where,
with a 5.
Yeah, he's using steam zones to hide from the enemies, and they can't see. They're kind of blind in the steam zone. So using the old Oddworld.
Yeah, I like the look of this. It's unique. We need more uniqueness
And this was
with
a way you could
games.
traverse to get past this slick.
And apparently they can't see him through the smoke, but what if they bump into him when walking through the smoke? What happens
But if
then?
you use your, if you crafted up some inventory to this point,
Now this looks
this would
alright.
have been a stealth approach.
This
There's
looks
no
alright.
killing
Once it's
happening.
not Lego Star Wars,
This would
but
be a little more not nice approach.
when I see something that's
Where
unique and
you
looks
have
alright and
something
isn't
a
just a
little more
replica of everything else we've seen, I'll give it the credit it
And that would be
deserves.
very
This
nice, you
this
don't wanna
looks
do that, of course.
okay.
Oops. But it's a different way to solve the same problem.
This game's like a 5. Yeah, we'll go with a 5. Just because, like, I gave that one before a 7. Because I honestly thought it looked decent. Maybe it would be a 6.5. But this still isn't one of your big AAA games, is it? Not that Skywalker Saga is. But it's closer.
We're getting now to the pump area. There's all these more physical
challenges. I like the look of this. I would play it. I'm not going to buy it, but I would play it. Oh, thank you, Sir, for another 5 Canadian dollars, my friend. I appreciate it. I have to get all these added to the donation goal because super chats, for some reason, I have to do myself.
Here, have a pint on me for suffering through this abysmal show.
What, read that?
And Yak Isle is legends, but LSW TSS should have both canon and EU to maximize fun.
So it really helps.
So you say, here, have a pint on me for suffering through this abysmal show. Yeah, Legends, but Skywalker Saga should have both canon and EU. Yeah, there's been a few ships that I do not know the names of because I'm not too familiar with them. But look, I don't know Kyle Katarn. I can't say if I'm a fan of him or not. But I have no problem with, because it's not just about me, it's about including a bit for everyone. So I have no problem with a few Legends characters in there. Do I think he's going to be in there? Honestly, I won't get your hopes up. I'll keep it real like I always do. I don't think he will. But I'd love to see any Legends characters. If they were to go down the route of Legends, I think they'd more lean towards like Revan anyway. Not that Revan will be in there, because once again, I don't think he will be. But they would lean more towards Revan, is what I'm saying. Yeah, Finn, it's getting a bit boring, isn't it? I keep saying this game looks decent, but it's not what we want to be seeing. It's not what we're here for. It's not what the channel's going to be focusing on. We're nearly an hour in, technically, if you don't count the pre-show. Let me have a look down the... because they did this last year. Let me have a look how long that was. So,
Oddworld Soulstorm is coming to the PS5, PS4, and the Epic Game Store April 6th.
I have my search history and video history turned off on YouTube, so I have to search everything. Like, none of it saves. I just do that so I don't have to bother clearing it all, but it's a bit of a pain for, like, searching through. So,
First revealed at the Future Game Show last June, Serial Cleaners
I'm trying to find the
builds
one
on
from
the
last
hit
June.
crime scene clean-em-up with 4 distinct cleaners and 4 distinct
I can't really
styles.
find it because it's filtered
Let's
by
see
this
a
one today, which makes sense, doesn't it? But
in our first gameplay review.
where was the one from last year? Let's try 2020 after it. How long was that? The one last year, okay. So the one last year was around 1 hour 40 to 2 hours. Different ones in different times. The official one on this channel, which was, let me have a look at this, 9 months ago. What was the exact date? It was, so the last one was just the Future Games show, no Spring Showcase or anything. That was 13th of June, and that was 2 hours long. So, but that does include the pre-show by the looks of things. So we essentially have 45 minutes left if it's to go off that one, which I'm guessing it would. So we got about 45 minutes left. To an hour maybe. We've got time, but I just don't think... Like, I know the Skywalker Saga isn't your AAA game that everyone's going to be playing. It's quite a small game in reality. But it doesn't really fit with the types of games we're seeing here. Because these are very minor games that aren't going to get much promotion, aren't going to be known by a wider audience. Lego Star Wars, whether it be Lego is huge anyway, but the fact that it is Star Wars in itself, it makes it huge. You have Squadrons, didn't do great, but nowhere near as many people who played that game would have played it if it wasn't Star Wars, so you have to bear that in mind. And this looks close to Star Wars, but it's not. So, yeah. Aaron, don't let your day be ruined yet, but like I said, look, I know it's easier said than done. This really looks like Star Wars, but anyway, I know it's easier said than done, but as I've said, you had to go into this to prepare for the worst, and trust me, I know it's difficult to do when loads of people, including myself, are saying it's a possibility, because once you hear the words possibility, you think, oh, it is what it is, it's possible. But I said for a reason, I believe the chances are 60-40 in favour of there being something. I did didn't say 70-30, I didn't say 80-20, I didn't say 90-10. I said the chances were 60% likely, 40% unlikely, and that's just the only reason I gave it the edge, was because WB Games were there. That's the only... If WB Games weren't at this event, I mean, one, that would have taken the hype down a whole another level, and two, that kind of annihilates any chance of it being there. So WB Games being there made me up it to a 60% chance. But you just gotta prepare for the worst. Am I going to be let down if there's nothing here today? Yeah, to a degree, because even though I say prepare for the worst, it's difficult to fully do it, isn't it? But I'm definitely not going to be let down here today if we don't get anything in the same way I have been previous times, because I think just the constant letdowns, and also the fact that you've all seen it, there's been multiple events since December, when was the last event I did and we got nothing, but there's been multiple events since then that I've not done, and obviously I've given reasons for them. I've said it's because they're PlayStation, Nintendo, which I think are valuable reasons because Xbox have the marketing rights, but I'm just, with the amount of letdowns we've had, I'm more prepared. So there's still that part of me that does think any second something could show up, and that's hard to get rid of, but at the same time, I am more prepared. Let's say after August, when we got that big trailer, after then when we were getting letdowns, I was probably like a 7 or an 8 letdown. After this, it'd be about a 2 out of 10 letdown. Not because I'm not excited for the game, just because I'm more used to being let down at this point. It's not a great mindset to have, is it? Especially in the times we live in, where there's a lot of letdowns. Alpha
will be available on PC starting March 29th.
It's better than... There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than setting yourself up for something that's not coming. And I know, and I encourage my younger viewers even more, because I know how it feels to be that age, get really excited, and nothing comes. And that's even more hard when you see someone say something on the internet. And another reason I've even tried to be a bit more careful with the words and phrases I choose is because I know people take the slightest thing as something's coming, and I know the younger viewers get even more hyped for it. So take it from me, prepare for the worst. The worst could be anything. What is the worst in your head? Is the worst a delay? Is the worst nothing being here at all? Is the worst another trailer with no release date on it? What is the worst in your head? Whatever the worst is, prepare yourself for that. And then anything more than that is a bonus. Now the worst in my head is nothing at all, because I think we get a trailer no release date, or we get a release date on its own. That's still something. That's better than nothing at all. So in my head, the worst is nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. And that way, I can't lose. It's not about winning, it's not about losing, even though I talk about all our victories and defeats for this game, but it is just about not waking up tomorrow and thinking I spent weeks and weeks waiting for this.
Don't forget
absolutely nothing again.
PC later this year.
You can probably tell by the tune I'm using is very different to the usual tune. But I hope we're here in an hour's time, and I'm rushing a video. Not rushing, I take my time, but news, when it's urgent news, sometimes it requires a bit of rushing. But I hope an hour from now, I, like so many others, are rushing to get a video out. They won't cancel Ahsoka, it'll be a delay if anything. But we might even find that out today. But yeah, like I've said, I think most of you do get it, but that's how it is. I hope we get something. I'm praying, absolutely praying we get something. I really am. I would hope for nothing more. What's coming up here? This is just... I'll be honest with you, I can't even say I was watching. I can't even say I was watching half of this. Right, is this... Wait, is this like...
The Great War didn't start as something
just thought then, maybe
we
it's
had
it,
no
it's
idea
it. No.
how it would change when they sent us directly to
You must get my point in terms of look at the games we're getting given here. Even the ones that look alright, they're nothing big. And I know LEGO Star Wars isn't your AAA game, but do you think LEGO Star Wars fits into the category of the games we're being shown? Because I think it's above and beyond what we're being shown, and that's not even me being biased. That is me saying it is LEGO, it is Star Wars, they are two of the biggest IPs out there. These are some of the smallest out there. Would you even call them IPs, some of them? Because some of them just seem like a few guys in their basement.
Look forward to hearing more on
So-
War Hospital and Fire Commander later this year.
Yeah.
Our next game debuted on Stadia and is finally coming to other platforms. To find out why Lost Words Beyond the Page is such a special
Green
book,
Jedi, you can
let's
look into
join
a lot of
director Mark
YouTubers'
Backler
wordings.
and
You can look
writer
into mine.
Brianna
A
Pratchett.
lot of people have questioned my wording of things, and it's difficult. I have respect for any YouTuber and how they choose to word the videos, because it's difficult, because to a degree, and I've never kept this a secret, you have to clickbate or your channel's not going to succeed. But at the same time, what I would encourage anyone to do, because thumbnails, including my own, can be slightly misleading or can be slightly overhyped, and that's just part of YouTube. That's about growing your channel. You won't grow if you don't. Well, I just advise, just watch the whole video. If you're like 5 minutes in and they're repeating yourself or you're bored, click off. But
So you play the game,
especially,
as
I mean, with my own,
who is about sort
I
of 11,
watch the whole thing
12-ish,
and you'll have a
she's
great
just
concept of
given
what
a
I'm trying to tell
journal
you.
for her birthday. She's always wanted to be a writer, so she's
Because all
writing.
I'll ever try to give you is the truth, my opinions, a prediction. Sometimes you're not going to like what I post if it's a leak or if it's a rumor, but I always put that now. I always make sure that's the first thing: leak, rumor, news, prediction, whatever it is. So just always watch the whole way through. But there has to be an element of clickbait. So whether it's misleading is the big thing, but it will always be
The
divisive.
story
That
starts
will never
to kind of
change.
reflect what's happening in the real world. The reuse things.
You know things are desperate when we're moving on to talking about this.
Inspiration, it's music
I mean, we just got books now. Just got
inspiration.
books. I'd rather read a book,
It's
to be honest.
basically,
Any good books to
fantasy
read?
is a lens through which we can examine the real world, and this is a very kind of a very visual
Like and
representation.
subscribe, guys, in these desperate times. Would appreciate it.
The two worlds and the
I mean, we will have a video out in the coming days, either way. So if we get something today, I've got a bunch of videos coming. If we don't, I've still got some coming.
the fantasy world. We also see these little post-it notes on the desk around the diary.
But you know the main reason I want a release
show
date?
the evolution
Just
of
to give
some
us a bit of
characters
clarity.
that you'll later be bumping into in
To
the
help
story,
people like myself who
different ideas that
I'm just one of many
have.
who's got
The game
other
is,
plans, other
split
things
into,
to do
like,
throughout
8
this year,
main
especially if
chapters. Each
you're in
one
the
of those
UK and
begins in the pages of the
things
diary,
are
and
getting
then
lifted in, is it June, and we're going to be allowed back out and all that stuff. I've got other things I want to do, and I could do with a release date to plan out my time, as I'm sure everyone else who's very busy, and even if you're not busy, you just want to plan out your time.
Wishlist it right now.
And that's the main reason I feel we should just get a release date. They should clarify what the hell's going
For
on.
that exclusive look. Lost Words comes to PC and consoles on April 6th, and you can wishlist it now.
In space, no one can hear you.
Thought that was I did. I thought that was Star Wars. I didn't think it was Lego, because it looks something like Lego. But I thought that was Star Wars. Well, you can kind of see TIE fighters at the bottom
Honestly,
in the docking
you had me
area.
at world premiere, so you could probably just cut it there.
World premiere. Oh, that's not as dramatic as the last one in the August event, and the one before that as well.
In the second
Watching the
era
Clone
of
Wars,
human
Alex. Which episode?
Son
I
was discovered
watched the
by
Siege of
galaxy
Mandalore
far.
recently.
It was
Because I watched that like
designed
so
to
many. I
build
don't even
a
underestimate how many
facility
times. I can't even
to
remember how
harvest
many
the
times when
sun
it first came out.
The most precious
I loved it.
in
I hadn't watched it in a while. I watched it a
wasn't
few weeks ago actually, like last month. It was in February. I think it was very late. Could have been the last day in February, somewhere along there. And I'm gonna rewatch The Bad Batch just before the show comes out. So thankfully we got a release date for the Bad Batch show, so we know when to prepare. So I'm going to watch the Bad Batch art, probably. So it's May 4th, isn't it? Which is a... Let's have a look here on the calendar. May 4th is a Tuesday. So I'll probably watch the Bad Batch arc the weekend of the 1st of April. So I'll probably watch the 4 Bad Batch episodes on the Saturday
That was our
beforehand,
first look at
and then we
Haunted
get our
Space, coming
first
to
Bad
PC,
Batch episode on the
PS5,
Tuesday, and then we get a
Xbox
second one on the
Series X
Friday, and they
sometime
resume
this
every
week.
Friday. So that's 2 in a week. It's going to be
One
good.
Steam review describes our next game as Reservoir Dogs with more falling over.
Well, I guess I'd be Mr. Interested.
Okay. It's time for guns, cars, and double-crossing galore in Cryptic Sea's truly
Just another
unique
2D game.
Sub Rosa.
It's just another 2D game. Yeah, May the 4th is Star Wars Day. I know that. Don't worry. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm not just here for the game and the views or whatever. I'm not a Lego channel. I'm a Star Wars gaming channel. And the reason I'm not a Star Wars lore channel is mainly because I feel like every lore video has been made by me. Secondly, I consider myself very up to date with Star Wars canon, but there are a lot of areas where I probably would fail. Thirdly, I just preferred. I was into that. I already had a gaming channel. This channel, I've not had any others. I was playing FIFA, and it's too big of a community, and I just switched to Battlefront. I was playing it more at the time. We went from there. And here we are today. Not a huge channel, just a small little channel on the internet where we enjoy, fairly criticise with constructive criticism on any Star Wars games, and we have fun and joke around and watch 2D games in preparation. I mean, this isn't 2D. Kind of, I don't know what you classify this as, but it kind of is 2D. It's kind of 2D in a 3D realm. I don't know what this is, but apparently we watch this stuff as well here. GTA. Damn, GTA 6 looking lit, says Zario. You got that, you smashed that comment. That's brilliant. Oh, this is now in early access.
We're pleased to confirm that Sub Rosa is available right now through Steam Early Access, so you can start building your criminal empire today.
Okay, I hope you have your hankies ready as we return to one of the most emotional game series of recent years. Please welcome Zach Garris, Chief Creative Officer of Deck 9 Games, to give us a new look around Haven Springs.
They're definitely hiding something.
Thank you, Star Wars fan 247
I am the
for
Chief
the
Creative Officer
$2.
at Deck
Then
9
appreciate
Games
it.
And the game director of Life is Strange.
Pour one out for the
Brand new
sadness.
adventure in the Life is Strange universe.
Pour many out for the
Coming off
sadness
the
at this
heels of
rate.
Making Before the Storm, we wanted to explore.
Thank you very much, my friend.
who we
Fire
are as
Burning
storytellers and
Anakins
what the
for
franchise has to offer fans,
Star Wars fan there.
with new
Appreciate
characters
it.
and
Thank you,
new
thank
setting
you.
and-
Got a few
and
donations
exactly.
tonight, which keeps the channel running. It's always appreciated. And
So in Life is Strange True Colors, you play as Alex.
super chats don't get added onto the
Alex is a young
stream,
woman
to
who's just
the
left
goal
the
for
foster
some
care
reason,
system.
so I have to do those
She's had
automatically
a
off
very
stream.
difficult
But if
childhood.
you donate via the description, it
She's
will.
also
Well, they'll all be
now
updated
about to
for
start
whatever
something
happens today. The
new.
Q&A on
And
Sunday.
reunite with her older
Pour
brother.
one out for the sadness.
Alex is not like other people, though. Alex has a supernatural sensitivity to the emotional states of others. And it's not just
Thank you
the
for that,
ability
my
to
friend.
read or be aware of
Gonna make a
other
sandwich.
people's
Tyler,
emotions.
we make
If
about
people around her are
47
feeling
million sandwiches.
rage
Get back, and we'd
or
still have nothing.
grief or terror. The emotion overwhelms Alex, and she feels it too. It gives her an empathic connection with that person. It gives her insight into what's motivating whatever that
Like
person
and
might be
subscribe,
going through.
guys, if
Up
you
until
haven't
this point in
already.
her
Would
life, this has
appreciate
been
it
a
as
curse.
always.
This has alienated her
Really
from others.
would.
This has led to behavior people around her
Great for
don't
the
understand
channel.
and probably
Helps
mostly
me stay
condemn.
awake through these difficult moments.
For Life is Strange True Colors, we wanted
Saddening
to
moments, depressing moments,
explore having more agency
losing the will to live,
given to the
Padme
player
moments.
in terms of where they go, who they interact with,
And the
ownership that
graphics
they
look
can
well, a
take
lot better than
over
anything.
the
when
story
you're
and
complimenting the
Alex's
graphics of a
engagement
game
with
like this, you know you've
So
seen
we
some
have,
rubbish.
built out a larger space than you typically see in a Life is Strange game, and I think we're
Just
very
Life
excited
is
about
Life is
the outcome and
Strange.
the result.
Because I know like the
Alex,
third
right?
one's coming out, isn't it? Is this isn't it? Is it?
One of the most
know.
exciting components to Life is Strange.
Oh,
True
these are the
Colors
old
is
ones. Because
that,
I never played them, but I know the
Steph
third one's coming
returns
out,
as a
right?
character. She
I
was
think.
someone we discovered
Talking
while
to
making Before the
people
Storm, a
about it
character
the
that
other
became
day. I
fan
mean,
favorite.
more like they were
We
talking
wanted
to me, and
really
I
take
was
that character
trying to
and do much
understand.
more with her.
Don't really.
And
get
Partly
it,
it's a desire
care.
to
It's not that I don't get it, I've
continue
never
to
played
the
it.
richness of the universe
Couldn't
overall.
tell you what it
This
looks
is
like.
the
If this is it, it is. I don't
place
know.
and
This
you're gonna
might not
see
be
from
it.
time to time characters from other adventures. I think part of what's really promising about the Life is Strange universe is its breadth, its depth, its potential, new stories, different walks of life. We're really shifting the franchise into more of an anthology series. And
An
so
anthology
rather
series,
than
wow.
order the titles sequentially, when they're not actually sequels necessarily, it made more sense to name each game according to what that story is and how that story.
Yeah, I heard that this one isn't connected to the
True
other
Colors
two.
just fits for what Alex Chen's story becomes.
I'm glad you two met. This
Which
dude's my
is
best
maybe the
friend.
better way to go
And
about
this
things when
dude
you disconnect
hands me
them.
the best beers.
Look,
When it
the
comes
new
to
one can be
romance,
awful, but
Life
at
is
least it
Strange
doesn't
True
ruin
Colors
anything from the other ones.
Offers players more choice.
I mean, a lot of
than
things these
they
days we claim
experience in
are
Life is
reboots or something, or sequels to things from the past. We say they're bad.
We're proud of that.
But I
And
want to
we're
know what
excited
people
about
think of them in like
the
10
kinds
years.
of relationships that you can develop
I
throughout
remember
the whole town, and in particular
just
the relationships
pretty
that you
much
can have with
any time
both
before the
Ryan and
Clone
Steph,
Wars heroes were added
who
to
are
Battlefront.
integral to the
The
storyline
prequels were hated.
and
It felt
in
like
the
nobody
shape of
liked
how
them.
the
It felt like
player
I was the
chooses
only
to
one.
engage with them in that
But then our
story
generation
can become,
rose and we
sort
entered
of
the
romantic
internet era.
interest for Alex.
So,
Life is Strange True Colors will be available.
although there's a
in
lot of
September
sequel
on
fans out there, there's a lot
current
of
and next-gen
sequel hate.
consoles
I
and
wonder in
PC.
10 years' time will that change?
Well, I'll
I
be
don't
getting
know.
emotionally wrecked
It's
when Life is
weird.
Strange True Colors launches
A few
in
years
September
ago, nobody
for
liked the
next-gen consoles
prequels
and
who I
PC.
spoke to.
5 years ago, developers LKA wowed us with their
I remember when
psychological horror,
someone
The
asked, like,
Town
what's
of
your
Light.
favourite Star Wars movie? I'd be
2021,
embarrassed to say
they
episode
returned
3.
with an all-new
Now,
next-gen
I'd confidently say
psychological
episode 3.
Are you ready for Martha is Dead?
We live in a different world and it's only been a few years, but like for those first few through Ford, it said Warner Brothers. Okay, it's getting late. Anyway, for those first few years of the Disney acquisition, Star Wars, it was they had like completely just avoided the prequels. And then now it's full swing with the prequels. Talking of Lego actually, because obviously I've made it clear I don't buy the Lego, the physical Lego sets anymore. I've been doing some research. So Lego sets, the vast majority of them are play sets, and then the bigger ones, I already knew this part, but they were called UCS. So I never knew that the smaller ones were just called play sets. I just thought they were like regular sets, and the bigger ones were obviously UCS. But pretty much now I've got older, I don't really care about the smaller ones because they're all under scale and everything. But this gunship, this UCS gunship,
Martha is Dead, published
I do
by
want
Wired
that.
Productions,
I have the
comes to
2013
PS5,
gunship in my
Xbox
room. I'm
Series
looking at
S
it
and
right
X
now.
and PC in 2021.
I don't know where the hell this UCS gunship is gonna go, but it's the first ever prequel UCS set.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen 2021?
Hopefully one of many. I don't think I'll be able to get them all, but I will buy it. Unless it looks dreadful, which it could. You never know. You never know. Just right, we were waiting a second then in case it was Lego. But anyway, unless the UCS set when we get pictures looks dreadful, I will buy it and hopefully we'll stream me building it. I know that will appeal to a much smaller audience on the channel because most aren't here for the physical set. But as a one-off, we will do that because I was thinking about the Mos Eisley set. That doesn't count as UCS, does it? It counts as something else. There's got like another line, which I forgot the name of. But this gunship,
to create these alliances or have to go to war.
I'm so excited for it. I did watch the holiday special, Michael, because I know a lot of the. So we're talking about the Lego one, right? Yeah, the Lego holiday special. I've not watched the original. I don't plan to either. But I did watch the Lego one because obviously before this game was delayed, it was supposed to intertwine with it a bit, like with the blue milk with Luke, the holiday sweaters and stuff. And just in general, I like the Lego stuff. My thumbnails I make, I get them from like the Lego shows on Disney Plus, and in the midst of getting those, I've watched a few of them like the whole way through. Proudly, I'll admit that, because you get a lot of spare time these days when nowhere's open. I've watched a few of them, and they're pretty funny. It makes me feel very comfortable that they're not canon, because I'd be a bit distressed if they were. But they're pretty good. I was watching the Droid Tales, because that's where I get a lot of my thumbnails from. And that's like, I don't even know if people knew that. I wouldn't guess it'd be a secret, because I think it's pretty obvious by looking at them that they're from some sort of not live action, but animated Lego show that's a bit more, a bit higher quality than maybe other things like the games. And it's funny. There's a few parts in there I like.
Once two civilizations have declared war, they'll need to think about their population.
When this event ends, looking at the one, because I went back to the one from June, and that was like 2 hours, so this I guess has about another... Started because that included the pre-show, so it could have like another just over 20 minutes. It could be another 40. We honestly don't know right now. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Will define your empire's ideology. So depending on these choices, I'll have an ideology that
it's going to be a late night either way. I'm not going to be getting to bed till late.
To go to war or sign peace treaties. So, for instance, two civilizations that are very close will have trouble maintaining a war, but it'll be a lot easier to sign treaties because the populations feel a certain sort of brotherhood.
In the diplomacy of humankind, the possibilities are endless. You want to create a...
Remember to keep liking and subscribing, guys. Let's try and get to 450 likes. Admittedly, I'm struggling to know what to say.
It's up to you to decide how you will mark history as a leader.
The blue milk figure, and so I didn't cover this because let's just wait and see if it's Lego. Alright,
what have we got coming up next, Nicole?
Our next game was the breakout star of
let's
last month's
continue.
PlayStation
So
State.
the leaked
To tell us
Luke
more
figure.
about the limb-snapping
One,
kung
I
fu
didn't cover it
combat
because
of
we've seen
Sifu.
it.
Please welcome
Apart from like an
developers,
alternate face, which I really don't think is video worthy. But no disrespect to anyone who covered it, by the way. But also with Luke, it's like, so these Lego figures, these sets, they always leak. They leak months in advance. For one, it's no surprise that they're making it. Of course, these things were probably made, like a lot of them, last August when they had the prototype and they put it in the marketing. It's no secret to me that they're out there. But it probably was just a leak from someone at the factory. They do this all the time with stuff. Things always get leaked.
Through these levels, you will have to use every tool at your disposal, whether it's your kung fu skills.
And it's probably easy to leak this one, considering the picture of what it looked like was already out there. I don't think it means necessarily that the game is close.
So you may have seen our real trailer in the recent State of Play.
This figure could have been made this time last year.
We're excited to share some more information about the game regarding
I'm like
combat as you progress through the game.
Quietly trying to eat for this whole stream, and nobody, I don't think, has noticed, which is good.
To you, and who are basically
Until I
the
told
assassins
you, but
of
nearly
your
done
family.
now anyway.
These 5 bosses have been inspired by kung fu values and the 5 elements of Chinese mythology. So this is wood, fire, water, metal, and earth. As you saw in the trailer, when
the most interesting thing we got so far was like one of the games near the start, which I rated a 7. I have no idea what it was called, but it had like these really cool aliens and zombie type things in it. And I like the look of it, admittedly, it was cool.
Mastery through practice, and this is really an important theme of the game because we want players to feel like they've learned kung fu as they've played the game and like actually gain this mastery. Sifu is meant to be a challenging game, for sure.
That's fine, my
there
friend.
Is a limit.
You're allowed to watch whoever you want. I'm guessing a lot of people are streaming this tonight.
And they will
probably
be discussing more about
the same disappointment, despite obviously not getting our hopes up, but we're probably all feeling the same disappointment right now. So
in 2021
I'm just,
on
I'd
PlayStation
be
5, PlayStation 4,
be thinking everybody's
and on the Epic Game Store.
not feeling great right now who's streaming this, as I'm not either. Okay, will it be this one?
Everyone will be kung fu fighting when Sifu hits PC,
Nope, not everyone, because I
PlayStation
won't be
4,
buying it.
PlayStation 5
I don't think
later
most
in
people will be either. Here we go.
And
Is this it?
that brings our spring showcase to an end.
What?
I want to see a huge thank you to...
Whoa, Nicole.
Oh, wait. More?
We can't end it there. Right,
Okay,
in
wait,
true
there is
Resident
more.
Evil
Okay.
fashion, there's always got to
Okay.
be one final boss.
Okay, alright.
You're right. Okay.
Show it. Show
Yeah,
it.
I can find one more surprise.
Show it.
Roll the tape.
This... Kenna, sorry. Kenna. This...
I know you are kind.
We'll stay until the end.
You sense the power that
We'll stay until the end.
Yet you do not
Until the
fully
end.
understand.
Everybody with me until the end. We just in case there's another surprise, but I said prepare for the worst. I'm not gonna sit here like I was right again, because even I thought there's a possibility, but I've said in the video, this means bad things, really, for the future, and for any possibility of this game coming out May and before. I said this last week, I'll say it again. If there was nothing at this event, that means bad things for the game coming out May and before. June, still on the table, as far as I'm concerned. May is now gone. April, there was no chance. There was no chance of April. Pretty much by February, there was no chance of April. So, this is it, apparently. This is their one last bang, which looks dreadful, honestly. WB Games really showed up to show Back for Blood, which they've now delayed to the end of to October. So when the hell is Skywalker Saga coming? Obviously, I'm disappointed, but I did say prepare for this, and that makes it a bit easier on me. Does it make it a bit easier on you though? Because I don't know if you managed to get into the same mindset that I did. I feel let down, but nowhere near as much as I felt let down in the past. And I'll put it this way. I didn't want to say this until the end, but I did have my thumbnail ready for the next video stating pretty much, I don't want to say what it says because then it's going to be a surprise, but basically what's next, because we got nothing here. And I had that thumbnail ready.
And that definitely.
I also had a thumbnail ready saying
I want to thank everybody for tuning
big
in and
news
watching. Special
on it,
thank you to Nicole, and a
which
very,
was
very special thank you
supposed to be
the
from
amazing
this. So I had
developers
both
who helped
ready,
this out.
but
You can head over to the
Yeah.
Future Game Show page on Steam
Looks
to
like
add
the
your
big
favorite
news
games
one
from
is
today's
gonna
show
have to
to
wait.
your wish list. And don't forget to check out GamesRadar.com for all of your news, guides, and features.
I'm Jeff Shine.
And I'm Nicole Tompkins. And this
I'm
has
so
been
glad I
the
made that prepare for the worst video. I'm so glad. And I am incredibly glad I made that. Because I was even doubting myself at the time, do I be that one guy who, despite how I'm going to come across, just puts a real bad tone out there about this event compared to everyone else? But we did it, and I think I'm very, very glad I did it, because this isn't about right now saying I'm right, you're all wrong, because a lot of people agree with me. This is about preparing ourselves for these constant defeats, and it's about realistically looking at what the hell's going on and not just thinking that every event is going to be it, despite it being spring. There was a possibility here today, but the fact now, we didn't know this part when the last video was made, but the fact that Back for Blood has been delayed to October, and that was shown here today, and that is WB Games' next game, not including the Skywalker Saga. What does that mean? I can't tell you for sure what it means, but what I can tell you is realistically, release date wise, this game will not come out anytime in May and anytime before that. It still could come out in June, but I did say if it's not here today, that's May out the window. I mean, look at that, want to take part in the next Future Games show. So you can literally be a nobody and submit a game, which is essentially what some of these were. There it is. We're going to go again to end it. I'll try and not bash the keyboard. Prepare for the worst. Matthew, I'm sorry very much.